Say no to gun violence. Say no to gun violence. Say no to gun violence. Look, performative beaner on duty. Solo para el pinche jarrito. We got the hat trick. Shit. Someday I'm feeling real raza, you know? I was not like this morning, I swear. But chat, testing. 1, 2, 3. God is good. Chat, testing. 1, 2, 3. God is good. Oh, come on. Come on now. Where my bad atheist at?
Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat?
All the time. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can't share what's happening, but yes, thank you. We're on the road to recovery. We're on the road. Let's just say I won't be training for a little bit. Te oramos, Señor. Yeah. Yeah. Gotta figure some stuff out health wise. You get older, you trip and fall, things fall on you. It's a circle of life. All right. Jeez. So now it's famous Afro Latino historian preacher. And we only pray to the great white savior saint over here. Oh, I'm so sorry. You woman, are you cool with I could take off the modding. He's milking the concussion thing. Man, come on. My Mexican pride is in the floor. All right. Should I be annoying and have the Eddie Guerrero? Viva la raza. This guy is pro-white Jesus. That's the only Jesus I recognize. St. Michael Brooks. Talking about St. Michael Brooks, we're going to talk about his great replacement, Emma Vigeland. So, I normally don't like anything on my fruit. A little confusion. It's all good. It's delicious. I just feel like the sodium is like crack to me. And I had, not gonna lie to y'all, I had a ramen today for lunch. Not because I'm bougie, but because it was the only thing on the way walking home. And I was like, fuck. It was hot as shit too. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck it. It might be Japanese, but it's a Mexican tradition to eat fucking hot ass soup on a hot ass day. Boom, got her. Listen, the truth is, evil Southern Carlos is the only real Carlos. This is a persona. All right, let's check out this piece by Nick Estes before. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna be a whole lot of trash. It's gonna be a whole lot of trash today. I'm the trash man. What the hell is that, Frank? You know. Of course, it's gonna lag. I don't know why it's lagging. We'll get back to it. A whole lot of trash, brother. A whole lot of trash. Can't wait to get to it. I don't know why this one's lagging so hard. Let me refresh it. Maybe that was it. Hopefully that was it. Nope. Still frozen. All right, we'll figure it out when we get there. I don't know. I got the munchies today. Now, you woman, you. Welcome to HR, the Culturation Edition. If you ever feel that you're being overworked, if you ever feel that your labor as a black woman is being exploited, please file a complaint and we will send it up to chain of command and make sure that you are heard and that you are listened to. No, but in all seriousness, I do know that in a lot of communities, there's a lot of labor done by femmes in general. Like, I believe that, like, denims and do I get healthcare? This is America. You don't get shit. And you say thank you. Denims and Frogan, I believe both came from Hassan's community as mods. So just things like that I want to be, you know, conscious of in all seriousness. And I don't think I've ever even talked to HR, funny enough. Yo, that's a dark ass fucking joke, bro. What the? I'm not even repeating that one. It's all performative. Don't believe it. This is like my Dr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde. D Cult wanted Pozole Rojo, but he got Tonotsu instead. Tonkatsu, which is literally what I had. I'm not, yeah. Guard dogs is wild. Oh my god. Look, it's true. I was being attacked by a horde of Georgie's cult, and I needed protection. And I thought, who is the most intimidating and loudest person that I can get for this task that will bring the fear of God into scrawny, white, incel keyboard warriors? And there was only one answer. All right. Can we chill? Can we wait? Can we not do this off the bat? Come on. I need a Sanseater drop. Well, it's not a drop, it's a tweet. I was yelled at for 2 hours. All right. I was a mod for like a night. Yeah, but inside, because you get like, you do that weird thing where you're like, I don't want the power. No, me the power. No, I don't want the power. And it's like, all right, we all know that you want the power. We all know that the ring calls you. Yeah, I'm starting my fucking Vosh arc.
Wait, what do you think about Luis Farrakhan?
I love that drop because if you're not paying attention, like it might slip past you, you know? Oh, Linstack wants to like start. Okay, a mod gang. It's like I want to be able to like, you know, abuse power, but like say, oh, it wasn't me, it was, you know, one of the other mods. I like that. I like that's smart. That's smart. Okay, okay. Last bite, and then we get started with this article. It was really good. Yup, BT gets it. Linsack wants to be the secret police. It's wild. You're gonna get a knock on your fucking door. Claudia, Linsack wants a thin blue line. That's so true. Linsack's like, I don't want to be a one person army. I want a real army. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you woman, you says, I finally feel seen with the shield. This badge made me somebody. Oh, yeah. All right. Enough. See how they treat us. Whoa, already with the us? That's what? Us already starting the us versus them. All it took was one day. They're like, you see how these civilians act? They're not like us. They're the enemy. That's great. Oh man, that's so good. All right. Let's get started. See how they treat us. Linsack's whispering in you women use ear, just like, we can't trust them anymore. Look how uncivilized they act without us. We're the only thing from civilization and anarchy in this chat. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be risky. You women, you already dropping links. Let's find out what this is. Let's see if I get banned day one. Oh my god, I'm not playing this. Forget a fucking demonetization. You're gonna get copyright strike for playing Michael Jackson. All right, let's get started. So I haven't read this at all, but it's Nick Estes. Shout out to Red Nation and Red Scare. The plot to ruin America. I'm really interested in this article, mainly because I'm so confused by the title. Right? Captivating. The plot to ruin America. I mean, America was ruined from its inception. So what are we talking here? You wouldn't say the plot to ruin Israel, all right? So, but Nick Estes, in Nick Estes, we trust. All right. It's a solid image here. Nothing encapsulates the decline of the American project quite like the optics of its 250th anniversary. While 400 masked neo-fascists march through the Capitol in navy blue button-downs and khakis chanting, "Reclaim America," the entirely unchallenged Why did I say the? Entirely unchallenged either by police or anti-fascists. The official Independence Day parade was cancelled because of extreme heat. It's a disturbing. No. Vignette for our era. Ooh. 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 Mamma mia. Did I score? Did I get that one right? Did I get it right? I think I did. Am I celebrating such an easy word? Ooh, gazant. Oh, hold on. Oh. Like Mama used to make. It's French and I'm doing an Italian thing. I can't help it. Oh yeah. All right. We're off to a good start. The country is turning far to the right and becoming too hot to even celebrate its own founding myths, reaching temperatures that climate scientists said would have been virtually impossible before human-caused climate change. Nick Estes is a hippie? Who'd have thunk it? Huh. All right, brother. All right, this liberal agenda. So, who's to blame for this current mess? Predictably, the political class has no interest in examining the structural decay. In two back-to-back speeches this weekend, President Trump workshopped a new scapegoat, communism. The tone summoned the anger of his 2017 inauguration speech, American Carnage, when he blamed open borders and foreign nations for gutting the American dream, carefully avoiding the corporations who plundered the working class and spoiled the land. But his second term is less focused on hardening borders and more focused on what he calls the enemy within, which has included immigrants and anyone potentially critical of U.S. foreign policy, especially the fanatical, bipartisan worship of genocidal Zionism. Trump has met that enemy with violent and deadly force, using the Department of Homeland Security as the main instrument of terror in places like Minnesota. That definition of the enemy has expanded to include anti-fascism, which he has designated a domestic terrorist organization, paving the way for the targeting of any organization or individual supporting actions considered anti-fascism, such as immigrant defense, or even the broad set of movements and beliefs under the rubric of anti-capitalism. In other words, we're reaching a moment when it's illegal to be anti-fascist. You know, I will say, and credit to Nick Estes, pointing out the fact that there wasn't an anti-fascist bloc. I almost, yeah, not almost, fuck it, I normalized that. Like when I saw them marching, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, of course they would do that. And of course, no one will show up because you're going to get stomped out by the pigs that aren't in fucking the white balaclavas and khakis. So just, I don't think it would be a smart strategic move to show up there. It's like, just, I guess, let them have their day. And that is, I mean, that speaks volumes, right? That speaks volumes. I will say, I did see a gentleman, I don't know if it was in DC, that was in the sidewalk, walking, and they were like shoving him out of the way. And he was probably like 30-year-old black man. And while I appreciate what he was doing, the way that he was describing it was like, I was like, all right, bro. Like, I get what you're doing for the cameras, and I think you're right, and thank you. But I don't even know how to find it. But they said something like, when they pushed me into the street, you know, basically it was like life or death because I realized I could have been hit by a car, which is technically true. But then you see when they push him in the street, which is a violent fucking act, and already is enough to be like, swing on those motherfuckers, defend yourself. But when they show the clip, and he was like, they push him off, and he was like right in front of a parked car. And so it would need like another push to get him to the street that wasn't even busy. It wasn't a busy intersection. I'm saying that to be like, I get why you're saying that to the cameras. I 100% understand it, and I applaud the angle. Fuck it. But it did make me laugh when you see the interview versus the video. And I'm like, hey, look, fuck it. Sue these motherfuckers. And I think he did, and I think he won like a good fucking hefty amount. Which is like props to you. Like fucking milk that shit, play it up, do what you gotta do. But I'm also gonna like look at you and be like, good on ya. Good on ya. That shit was solid. I gotta do this. I can't fucking wait. That's just like fucking venom for Mexicans. Hell yeah. Well, I guess technically venom is venom for... Well, he's not Mexican, he's Latino. But he is a luchador. That's just too good. It's probably hella bad for you. Ugh. Ugh. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, too much sugar for sure. Where are we at? So, obviously, with the Trump administration, the diminishing attention placed upon and scrutiny on white supremacist organizations versus anti-fascist non-organizations, individuals, is very prominent. That being said, I mean, it wasn't like the Obama administration was like cracking fucking Nazi skulls. We're being honest, that wasn't happening. Call it a priority, call it what you want. We weren't seeing any action in the front. This rhetorical escalation is no accident. It is a calculated electoral strategy. Excuse me, wow. This rhetorical escalation is no accident. It is a calculated electoral strategy. More and more, as an electoral left movement makes key wins in the lead up to the November midterms, Trump will most likely ratchet up his anti-communist rhetoric, painting even the most rabid establishment anti-communist Democrat as party to the nefarious communist plot that has already included targeting more organized formations of the socialist and anti-imperialist left. And that's the frustration. Look, I seen the Creep Destiny call out the Zionist Guard and be like, oh, you guys won't debate me or whatever. Bro, the Zionist Guard needs 2 people to debate 1 person. Like, this is how intellectually limited they are. And it's not because of lack of ability. It's a lack of hard work and want. They will not put in the miles to read and do the research. They refuse to. They've always been an anti-intellectual fucking channel. They always have been. It's really weird, especially when they've had so many like privileges and opportunities as kids, like growing up, and they've talked about it. If I were to ever have a conversation with Destiny, because none of these are debates, it would literally be, why are you giving free publicity and legitimacy to individuals like Hassan Piker, to individuals like the Zionist Guard? by calling them Marxist or Leninist. Like, why is that? Like, why the fuck is that? And it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, either you're in it, you're in the fucking the work, or you're just like woefully ignorant of what a Marxist Leninist is. David Barnes says, you think a conversation needs to be had about how fascists have organized compared to the left, like Antifa in this case, been on my mind recently. The problem is when you're organizing like the right does, you're organizing within and with institutions that are meant to support you and protect you. We don't have that privilege. Who the fuck wants to debate Destiny on their own channel? What do you mean by that? Usually whenever he debates these duels, it's a dual stream. Whoever's involved, each person is streaming to their own community. Here's my thing, and I was thinking about this today. Because yeah, Destiny's a creep, but how is it any like different from Noah Samson, who is over here selfing people by omission? How is that any different from like Hassan Piker, who's calling the cops on his ex, who's also a sex worker, or him being an actual literal fucking sex tourist? Like, how is that any different? You know what I mean? Like, those lines are already blurred and gone. That shit's, it's a wrap. Like, why would you put that in front of your audience on purpose? What did we do wrong? Yeah, I don't think there would be much that is productive in that, other than saying like, hey, I think you're only benefiting Hassan Piker by calling him a Marxist Leninist. That's it. I forgot to ask for less watermelon. Or maybe I should have just said no watermelon. Because I still have some. I have quite a bit, actually. I normally say no orange. But I was so thirsty from my walk that I also bought coconut water on the side. Because I ran out of water. Whoo, baby, let me tell you. That was like the greatest thing on earth at that moment. Oh, so you would refine his hating strata. Or strategy, excuse me. No. I think it would just be to highlight, hey, you're all playing a fucking game here. You're all playing a fucking game. It's all an act. So, like, stop pretending that this shit's fucking real, or that you're honest, or that you're... Because especially Destiny's whole thing is, like, that he will watch, like, the content of what is being discussed, not just reference it, like Hassan's always done, or clips, which is, like, still rare for Hassan to do, but at least it'll be edited and curated in such a way that it'll go with whatever narrative he's spewing. Funny enough, Destiny just did a video on Bad Empanadas and Hassan Piker's like falling out. Let's see if it pops up. I was watching a little bit of it. Georgie. Yeah, see? You're banned, and then this one. He's had enough. And it's hilarious because Georgie is crying that Hassan won't actually watch his videos on stream and actually like debate his positions. Watch.
To me, he just fucking lies. He doesn't show a single fucking second of anything that I actually say about him from any of my videos.
Frustrating, huh? That's pretty frustrating, huh? Yeah, true. That is how Hassan works. I was thinking...
When Hassan responds to me, he just fucking lies. He doesn't show a single fucking second of anything that I actually say about him from any...
And I love that shit because this guy literally will quote you and lie about you. And he's crying because Hassan, a bigger channel, is not engaging with his hard work, his content that he's put so much effort into. And it's like, what do you expect, bro? He used you and tossed you the fuck aside, man. You're fucking worthless to him. All you were an attack dog, and now you're just a sour, bitter ex. That's all you are. Georgie. While you were busy defending Hassan Piker when he was battling it out with his fucking Zionist business partner. Let's see if the camera doesn't mess up. Oh, maybe not. That's strange. I was assuming the camera was about to fucking start acting up. Maybe it still will. Anywho. To me, this shit's hilarious. This shit's funny as fuck. There's nothing like somebody that's bitter and upset that they couldn't join the friend group that they wanted. That just brings so much joy to me because be your own fucking man, homie. Where are we at? Okay. Yeah, like the fact that painting even the most rabid establishment anti-communist Democrats as party to a nefarious communist plot. I mean, that's literally the whole online left that we just saw have to fucking eat crow but refuse to apologize. Right? The Ken Klippensteins, the fucking Emma Vigelands, the Ryan Grimms, the Sam Cedars, the Hassan Pikers. They should all be apologizing for normalizing a neo-Nazi, a white supremacist and Grand Platinum, and ignoring black, brown, indigenous voices. Saying, hey, this puts us at risk. This is not worth whatever fucking political strategy you're trying to accomplish. Envy, enjoy your band for life. Thank you so much. Seedless watermelon is an abomination. I was on that boat for the longest, and then I learned like how they actually make it, or you know how it's, I don't know, grown, farmed, what have you. I'm a city boy, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not like this weird old thing. It's just what's always been done. But I do miss a traditional good hearty watermelon. Although I feel like they're harder to find. Viewed in this light, Trump's speech last Friday at the so-called Shrine of Democracy was probably his most ironic. Under the shadow of Mount Rushmore, Trump went on a dark tirade, naming the enemy as the communist menace. A movement made up of illegal immigrants, criminals, radicals, thieves, and lunatics who come in and loot and pillage our nation. Let me tell you, I wish I wish that all these people were collaborating and that they were all communists. That'd be amazing. That would make things so much more easy. This isn't just typical rhetorical theater from one of the world's greatest confidence men. It is the foundational myth-making required to justify a very real domestic police state. Is there a need for justification anymore? There is no small irony in those accusations. The very ground beneath the president's feet is stolen land, and the monument itself is a permanent testament to the exact kind of looting and pillaging he attributes to Marxist agitators. Is this true, by the way? The whole Mount Rushmore thing? That this is like this isn't part of this is actual, like, they never cleaned this shit up. That they blew up the mountainside, which was a sacred site, etched these colonizers in, and this is like the debris from all that. I don't know why because I heard about that. I don't know if it's true. I'm asking. Huh. Yeah, it was never finished. So like, so they just never cleaned that shit up? I don't know why I never put two and two together, because I've seen this before, these piles right here. And it makes sense that this is all just fucking rubble from that. Is that right? This is why I don't ask for pepino. They always put too much pepino because it's cheaper, I'm assuming, right? I am a real American. All right. It is Mecca for chuds. 10 points. Vic, are you keeping track of those as well? All right. Where are we? If you possess even a baseline level of cognitive function and haven't succumbed to total historical brain rot, Trump's decrees should make you laugh and perhaps cry. He stood beneath the shadow of thieves and men who had looted and pillaged indigenous land. The shrine had been built at the final destination for what was once known by the Lakotas as the Thieves' Road, a trail Custer had illegally carved into the Black Hills in 1874 in search of gold. But don't take my word for it. The Supreme Court declared the ground beneath Trump's feet stolen land, that is, pillaged and looted. In fact, it called the settlers and miners who had entered the lands known as He Sapa trespassers, ruling in 1980 that the starvation-driven coercion used to strip Lakotas of the Black Hills was a profound constitutional violation. And I mean, Andrew Jackson literally told the Supreme Court, with what army? With what army? What army is going to enforce this? The irony is that the only thief present at Mount Rushmore that day was the very country holding the party. Trump's warnings about a communist menace threatening the American heritage are just a projection trick. It's an inversion of reality, where the oppressors have become the oppressed. Perpetual fucking victims. Thank you so much, you woman, you, for the article linked. And the invaders act in self-defense against the very people they have robbed and slaughtered. This projection and inversion is central to the very American identity Trump claims is under attack. So this is a big concern and kind of frustration with white individuals who solely focus on this being unique to Americans and not a European white colonizer thing. Because you could replace American in every sentence here with Israeli, with Canadian, with Australian, with British. Like, you just fucking name it. You could just do that very same thing depending on what year and decade you want to focus on, or where in the world you want to lock in on. And there's one common, consistent thing. It is fucking white people. Every single time. I don't make those rules. I didn't choose that. It's a very clear and obvious observation that makes you wonder about the people that insist that it isn't the case. It should make you think about what they're trying to protect and how they're trying to present themselves. Better yet, how they're trying to avoid accountability and responsibility. Same thing with climate change. Exactly. Sorry. This projection and inversion is central to the very American identity Trump claims is under attack. You can be loyal to Karl Marx, or you can be loyal to America, he said. And shout out to all the filthy fucking commies that were reposting this, resharing this, just celebrating this. I mean, from Dr. CBS, so you name it, was saying like, yes, it's that obvious, it's that fucking clear. For all these, red fucking fascists like ACP, you have to understand. Or the socialist, democratic socialist, rad-lib progressives like Hassan Piker, Kyle, KKK Kalinske, Crystal Ball, Sam Cedar, Emma Vigeland, you name it, they don't have to call themselves Marxists, even socialists. It's one or the other unless you're embracing National Socialism within a settler colonizer state. At least just be honest about it. You can be a communist or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. The ultimatums are spurious. No. Spurious? Hold on. I was seeing. They got me. I gotta see the pronunciation.
Spurious.
Okay. The ultimatums are spurious. No, I'm saying spurious. And the ultimatum. Okay. Whoa. The ultimatums are spurious, but appear to create a loyalty test, forcing a choice between standing with genociders and slavers and their apologists, or with those who try to overthrow these violent systems of oppression. I think I know what side we'd all like to be on. This supposedly loyal to the 19th century German political economists spread lies about our heritage and tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were oppressors. Sorry, I'm confused. Those supposedly loyal to the 19th century German political economists spread lies about our heritage and tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were oppressors. Oh, these are actual fucking quotes from Trump's speech? Damn, I should have seen it. But one has to wonder about the legacy of Marx as a European when he said of the historical reality of class revolution. As the American War of Independence initiated a new era of ascendancy for the middle class, so the American anti-slavery war will do for the working class. Or when he described just how the ascendancy of that bourgeoisie was achieved in the first volume of Das Kapital, where he dryly noted that the dawn of capitalist production was the discovery of gold and silver in America. The extirpation, enslavement, and entombment in minds of the aboriginal population of the Americas. Which again, Open Veins in Latin America, just a fascinating read if you want to actually see the detailed resource theft and brutality that the Europeans carried out here. Yeah, we got the live chat going over here. Fanon, I know you got meditations in there between, but Fanon open veins back to back. Basically, like how I got started. Appreciate you, Froggy, and everyone involved in the unofficial book club. And I hope it doesn't come off disrespectful. I know y'all called it that yourselves, but I'll get my shit together. Shout out to everyone supporting the Patreon. Honestly, it's been moving, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, if we get close to paying rent with that, a lot of things that I've been wanting to do with this channel are going to happen a lot quicker. So I appreciate all the support and all the help. A lot of changes are coming up to begin with, but I appreciate y'all. Ooh, we got a name drop over here. We got a no-name book club name drop over here. Nah, it's all good. They're doing solid work over there. Where are we at? Okay, yeah. Understanding modern capitalism required genocide and plunder is apparently quite scary. Trump has met rhetoric with action, and we should take note. I mean, even Jacobin was spreading this, claiming that this was a lie or inaccurate. In his second term, Trump has waged an all-out assault on his political opponents, primarily those on his left. Specifically, that includes what he laid out in his National Security Presidential Memorandum 7, NSPM 7, titled Countering Domestic Terrorism and Organized Political Violence, and signed on September 25, 2025. The directive fully recalibrates post 9/11 counterterrorism objectives to target domestic political speech, organizing, and funding. Now, do you think once a Democrat is in office, they're going to reverse this? You think magically that's going to happen? Of course not. I wouldn't say it is the darkest chapter in U.S. history, but we should take serious stock of how easily the post 9/11 security apparatus, originally built to hunt down and kill terrorists, has been seamlessly turned inward to criminalize domestic dissent, freeze the bank accounts of progressive nonprofits, and treat local anti-fascist activists like insurgent cells. It has effectively implemented widespread counterinsurgency in the absence of an actual insurgency. And yes, this is why it was so difficult to be like, not necessarily a 9/11 truther per se. Shout out to Crossing the Rubicon, Michael Rupert. If you know, you know.
I'm afraid of like talking to people who are outside.
Please, chat, remind me to pull up the Anna Kasparian clip that I missed yesterday. Or Wednesday. You know what I mean. Okay. My issue is, And respectfully, I really do believe that anyone reading Red Scare or anyone reading any of Nick Estes' work should be aware of this. So I'm not saying it's meaningless or pointless. In 2026, I feel like every leftist understands or agrees that 9/11, whether you think that it was an inside job or not, or to what degree, was used as an excuse to create this surveillance state that was always meant to be a counterinsurgency apparatus. And while there is an absence of an actual insurgency, it's preemptive. The state has been traumatized when Marxist Leninists, when leftists organize. You know, there's whole debate of whether COINTELPRO still exists. I don't think that that operation under that name still exists. I think it's evolved into different things, into different projects, into different operations. We can't pigeonhole it to just that, but we all understand what we mean by COINTELPRO is still around, meaning its descendants are still there. And they're there to prevent any real organization from happening. And this is part of it. It's all connected. But before, back in the day, you say some shit like that and you're a conspiracy theorist. All right. After all, fascism isn't new to the United States, and it hasn't historically had to. Okay. After all, fascism isn't new to the United States, and it hasn't historically had to don the mantle of fascism to operate. Whether it was the genocidal blood quantum laws of federal Indian policy or Jim Crow racial segregation, European fascists took much of their inspiration from the colonial and white supremacist legal regimes of their American counterparts when they drafted documents such as the Nuremberg Laws. I will say this to Georgie and all these the creeps that will pop in and out of here. Remember that the United States has conducted research, studies, experiments, operations on indigenous people, on New Africans, in order to create propaganda and pressure, material conditions that will result in a segment of those populations aligning with the empire. This is after generations of resistance, armed resistance, organized resistance. Meanwhile, your Australian colonizers, relatives and ancestors, your European ones, have always aligned with white supremacy. They didn't face this. They fucking chose it. So when you go pointing around fingers and trying to label entire communities based on their compradors in order to bypass your anti-indigenous, your anti-black narrative, understand that you are one of the most pathetic fucking hypocrites because you spend more time highlighting that minority of compradors instead of checking your own fucking communities, your own fucking relatives, your own disgusting backward civilizations. And climate crisis aside, it is worth making a controversial point. Our present state of affairs is far from the most repressive or authoritarian era the United States has ever seen. I'm not saying it can't get worse. It could. But it also could turn out another way. If we, excuse me, if people are willing to fight for an alternative. That's not to minimize the real and terrible danger of the current moment and the necessity to confront it and build alternatives. Rather, it serves as a baseline for reality. As a student of history and a historical subject myself, it is humbling to read the stories of our ancestors, how they survived genocide through how they survived genocide through everything from everyday acts of defiance to organized resistance movements that undoubtedly I always staffed. I think it's staved. No, it's not. Hold on. I swear English is my second language.
Staved.
Staved. Organized resistance movements that undoubtedly staved off complete annihilation. The Plot to Ruin America by Nick Estes. You know, sometimes I'll reach it and I'm like, I don't think I'm saying it right. And then I look it up and I was saying it right. But, you know, the spelling and the language are so fucking inconsistent that I can't help but to double check. I am manifesto. That better be sarcasm. Or you're getting timed out for complimenting me. Let there be no confusion. About why one person got to keep their badge and another one had to turn it in. Y'all are reading it wrong? Oh, okay. I don't know what you meant. I think we all read it the way that we assume you would write it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I want to read more. I hate it's 8 already though, so no, we'll lock in. But oh, so good. And then these motherfuckers still put chamoy on it. I thankfully did not get chamoy. God damn. Okay. Let's get into the nonsense. Fuck it. That's what the headline is. It is what it is. This shit had me dying. Look. This is how you know it's a cult of personality. That is not about principles. It's not about politics. It's a cult of personality. If you do not bow down before Georgie, you're out of the club. See, he tried to kiss ass and connect and actually do this whole try to be friendly with other people. And it didn't work out because he's a fucking weirdo. All right. He got knocked the side of his head and it never went back to normal. The kid just has this creepy essence to him that you can't help but to be uncomfortable with. All right. Again, this is the fucking loner in the cafeteria that you feel sorry for, that you go and try and interact to be like, all right, let's avoid a school shooter over here. Let's go make friends. And you realize that no, people don't bully him. People just avoid him because he's a fucking weird asshole. That's a sex pest. The golem essence. Yes. Exactly. So, again, I don't know. I was under the assumption that he was buddies and cool with the Tabernacle. My apologies, homie. I didn't realize this. This is fucking hilarious to me. Look at what these people are crying for. Look at this shit. This is what they're whining about. And we don't even like Chris Kunzler over here.
Do this. I didn't support him when people did do that. You know, like, and there's like this between thing of like Hassan obviously was not like the same with other candidates, but Hassan did say, I'm Team Plattner, here's why. And I think you say like, I'm this team of that person. People, and then people reflectively are like, well, he didn't fully endorse him because he's been saying, well, I didn't endorse him. But you did still say, I'm Team Plattner. Why not? Is it just an ode of it and saying, yeah, maybe this is a time to actually reflect on who we've been endorsing, who these people are, what they're saying, what they're doing. And if and yeah, I thought that guy's point, the Humanist Report's point was fantastic. Of
now we gotta watch that because he referenced it. All right. It's fine. I'll pull it up for the context. But I do want to add this and say, first of all, does Chris Kunstler have a tattoo? Oh, he does. What is that? What Nazi insignia is that? All right. Hey, homie actually looks, I'm not gonna lie to you. That forearm looks solid, homie. All right. Hey, bro. Let me know, dog. Please. David Barnes is a local Sherlock Holmes for sure. David Barnes. Homie, we seen you take out a body here. You cannot have a badge, dog. You're too dangerous, David. You had to understand. And Gio still reminisces about Autumn Leaves. Like, I didn't want to, look, I don't want to, I don't want to leak the DMs, but Gio's like, can you please unban Autumn Leaves? Like, you don't understand. We had something special in the chat. It was unique. I was ready to risk it all for Autumn Leaves. You got to understand, like, David, you're just too powerful as it is. I can't give you a badge. Gio would literally like just not allow me to live that down. You took Gio. First cat loses, and then Gio loses Autumn Leaves. Give the man a break. You know what I mean? We all like Gio around here, and you love who you love, and you can't help it. So, look, all I'm saying is, Your Honor, Gio has not denied it. That's all I'm going to say. Let's leave it at that and move on. Oh, Lizzo. No. Autumn Leaves is a mod for the Majority Report that that I put up with and enjoyed having around as entertainment. And you know, the goal was that whenever we crossed path with Sam, the anti-Zionist Cedar, that I would bring up Autumn Leaves and get them, because they already got booted one time because they're not worth shit. And the goal was to wait and let it simmer and get them booted again, this time by Sam Cedar, permanently. For whatever reason, they decided to make a bet with David Barnes, who is a detective. And if you think I got receipts, homie's at the next level shit. And Autumn Leaves put at stake, no longer coming through. Like a self-ban from the channel. And then they showed up in the Deculturation live chat. And I said, nah. This, you know, there's not. We're all one big you know, I don't want to encourage the parasocial stuff. But jokingly, we're all one big happy family. It's hard to get out, but there is no like, oh, this is that. No. It's all one. It's all one. So I didn't like that shit. I'm like, I don't like that slimy little. Look, I'm not gonna say it, but
Probably like 50% of these comments are fine. 30% are borderline. You know, like somewhere in the middle. Potentially yes, potentially no, depending on the intent behind them. And then like 20% are just straight up openly anti-Semitic.
I'm not gonna say it, but I didn't like those vibes. They're like, nah, you're getting banned from the live chat then. So because of that, actually, let me pull up. Everybody's talking about this over here. Let's see where we at. What you gonna do? Not that one. So I guess this happened on Leftist Mafia. Oh, this shit's funny as fuck, bro. Hold on. Shout out to No Space, who's putting themselves through watching this nonsense here. But if anyone were to say this shit about Iran, this fool would be calling them a CIA agent, fucking Mossad, fucking propagandist.
Reason for opposing them is not just it's the USA. Rather, it's because the actions that I just outlined are completely antithetical to my politics and morality. There are also other governments that I'm opposed to for the same reason. For example, I have no time for the government of China, largely due to the fact that they run a state capitalist hellscape that does nothing for the workers. That's gonna get me cancelled. Or the government of
If you want to know why this guy's fucking pathetic, unironically saying, that's gonna get me canceled. That's gonna get me canceled. And thinking that you're like fucking hard. Like you just said something so fucking. Go to any fucking leftist organizing space. And the first shit you're gonna start scrapping about is China, bro. And guess what? You're still gonna set the fucking chairs. You're still gonna set the fucking tables together. You're still gonna fucking chat it up and fucking talk shit about libs. The first fucking argument you're gonna have, fucking 70% of the time, is gonna be about China. Nobody's canceling you over it. It's such a basic ass fucking disagreement that you have to be chronically online if you think it's something fucking outrageous and edgy to say. Holy shit. If you step outside of your house, you fucking know this. But just saying, I'm gonna get canceled for that. Oh, I see. Like it comes off like these reactionary comics, right? Or like, oh, I'm gonna say the thing, guys. And it's like, okay, yeah, bro. Like, nobody fucking cares. Congrats. Weird, bro.
the fact that they run a state capitalist hellscape that does nothing for the workers.
And then of course zoom in like, oh, I'm saying it. I'm saying all of this. Come in closer. Come over here. Like, oh my god, I'm fucking. It's so fucking performative, bro.
That's going to get me cancelled. Or the government of Iran, because it's a far-right theocracy and its primary means of controlling protests is to fire machine guns into them. And that's
Well, would you look at that? Spreading Zionist, U.S. imperialist propaganda about the Iranian regime. About how they just mow down protesters. Again, this guy believes in nothing. He is fucking nothing. He goes with whatever he thinks is gonna make him money and get him clicks. Whatever allows him to be the edgy fucking guy online, that's what he does. He's literally spewing Zionist American propaganda about Iran. But he did it before people were paying attention to Iran. And so nobody called him out on it. Nobody said anything. I don't watch this shit. I didn't even know he had this type of background or wear this fucking shirt. I didn't know he fucking tried. It's honestly, it's fucking uncomfortable. It's a little, you know, I'm gonna tone it down, but it's a little, but all right. It's creepy. He looks like a guy that will come knocking to your door and warn you that he just moved into the neighborhood. Does he not? Does he not? The Australian Jesus. This is gonna get me canceled. What the fuck inbreeding is this, bro? God damn.
does nothing for the workers, that's gonna get me cancelled.
And he thinks he's so fucking. Whoa.
Or the government of Iran, because it's a far-right theocracy and its primary means of controlling protests is to fire machine guns into them. And
So there you have it. If anyone ever fucking said this, that he was fucking squaring up with, he would call them a fucking CIA Mossad op every single fucking time. He will not allow anyone to live this down. So fuck Georgie and his cult. Don't let them live this shit down. He has tried writing the fans and playing both fucking sides to see what fucking sticks and allows him to be relevant. He's inconsistent. He talks out of both sides, out of his inbred fucking mouth. It's abhorrent. He's disgusting. And if you call him out, they accuse you of being an anti-white. Race, idpool, reductionist, what have you. But it's in, honestly, the thing is, it's in his own fucking words. This is why he didn't fuck with me. Because this is all it takes. I'm like, bro, here you are. Here you are. You know what's, I don't hear his accent. Like, I don't hear Australian when I hear him talk. And mind you, Alex Volkanovsky, like, I hear him talk, yo, okay, I hear it. Obviously, the Crocodile Hunter, I think he played it up a little bit for the cameras, but, you know, you hear it. I can't hear it. Like, I just, for me, it sounds like Georgie, like just some, like, unique inbreeding. I don't know. I mean, I know I have CTE. Apparently, homie was collecting CTE too, so maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe we could bond over that shit. All right. So what were these fools talking about? Damn, that's what I was actually looking up. Now I need to go back. Because now I need to give you a little bit of the lore before it. And actually, I think if I just search Matt Bender, it'll pop up. Because that disgusting individual here. Yeah, here it is. So we all know that the leftist mafia is a joke. Mind you, to their credit, They said, well, we're gonna sacrifice one black woman, but we're gonna bring in 2 brown individuals. You know, like, all right, like, you know, they're like, we can't overdo it. We still need to maintain a demographic dominance like the colonizers that they all fucking are. They still have to maintain a majority, you know, male colonizer space here. Oh, I can't stand Matt Binder. Actually, early on, I was going to do a breakdown of Matt Binder versus Georgie's debate over neo-Nazis. And it's funny because I do think that Georgie was right, but because of how wrong Matt Binder was. But the only time I seen Georgie actually want to scrap was against Matt Binder, who is a very soft individual, right? And so for me, I'm like, it tracks that Georgie is a bully, that he has that bully mentality like his father, right? It tracks because the only person I've seen him being consistently aggressive with is Matt Binder. And of course, women that he sexually harasses online. But other than that, whether it's a liberal like FD, whether it's a fucking opportunist like Hassan Piker, whether it's another fucking sex pest like Noah Sampson, he always behaves himself. But the only time I see him get scrappy was with Matt Binder. And I found that interesting. I think it's very telling. I don't know. It's interesting. It was a waste of a fucking conversation, and that's why I never followed through with that breakdown. It just wasn't entertaining enough. But again, if you want to check it out, I think it's on Matt Binder's channel, which is called like Doomed or some shit like that with Matt Binder. Check it out. And actually, hold on. Talking about numbers that I want to beat, I think Matt should have the biggest channel of all the cast-offs. Let's see here. Doomed with Matt Binder. Matt Binder. Yeah, see, he has... Oh, no, I think Left Reckoning has more. 38... Let's just say 39,000 subscribers. This is the shit that I'm trying to look at and be like, all right, I want to beat these numbers just to talk shit to these people. It's not even like I want my message and my political analysis to spread across far and wide. I want to help wake people up. I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. I want to be able to point at these fucking Majority Report employees or cast-offs or correspondents, whatever the fuck they call them, and be like, fuck you, homie. I did it without working for a fucking Zionist. But that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, Tom Petty. Don't do me like that. All right, let's listen to this here.
I don't think there were any red flags in terms of what he ended up what actually ended up coming out about him.
He doesn't actually think that there were any red flags for what actually came out, which is that Grant Planner is a rapist. I would assume that when you're downplaying sexual assault and rape in the US fucking military, that would be a red flag. I would assume that somebody with a fucking Nazi tattoo on their chest would be okay with rape. That's just an assumption because I believe that neo-Nazis and Nazis are some of the worst fucking human beings in the planet. But there was something here about... Nah, see, I don't like shit like that. I'll be honest with you. She is all of us? No. You're choosing to be in a space with all these fucking white men. Get the fuck out of here. You don't get my sympathy. You're just trying to get your bread buttered. You're trying to fucking cash in and ride their fucking wave. You want their white fucking audience in your chat for whatever fucking reason. You do not get a pass. When you see brown, black, indigenous people that are happy, that volunteer to be around a bunch of fucking white people, white fucking men, plain fucking lefty pretend. You know you cannot trust those people. You know that you're not safe around them because they're fucking racial pick-me's. They want to be fucking tokens. And this isn't just a sexist thing. I include this motherfucker who makes some of the most unbearable fucking content I've ever seen. It is literally made for the most lily white fucking person out there. I cannot stand this motherfucker's content. Like, I literally want to be the opposite of whatever fucking mayonnaise ass shit that he creates. I don't even know his name. And I'm not like trying to big up. I'm sure he has a channel that will always outnumber mine. Because I don't cater to fucking white people. You clearly fucking do, homie. Hell, he was fucking rapping for them. That's how he got in the scene. He was, oh my, what the fuck's up with, if I'm embarrassed for Chicano fucking rappers, this fucking guy. I forgot, homie. I forgot that you started out rapping. You did the whole fucking Mamdani thing, huh? Yeah. Oh, you see a brown man that raps and you call him Mamdani, that's racist. Chingate way. I can't stand that fucking culture vulture shit. I really can't. Yeah, he got big rapping for these fucking white rat libs. No fucking self-respect, and you get no respect from me, dog. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. You want to sing and fucking dance for white people, I'm not gonna fucking respect you. Keeping it easy. That's the best breakdown I've heard. What's this fool's name? Because he goes on a little rant. It's kind of cute. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Why wouldn't you? What, are you anti-white? Is that why you're not subscribing to this pro-white channel? Clearly. White genocide is a real thing. So go ahead, hit the notification bell. If you want to know when I go live. Horrible pitch, but here we are. If you want to support the channel, super chats, super stickers, subscriptions, jewels, gifted, that's all turned on for the YouTube goodness. If you want to help support the channel long term, check out the Patreon. $2 gets you access to the Discord. And if you want to skip all the nonsense, hit up the Cash App. I appreciate y'all. That always helps out so much. They don't skim nothing off the top. All right. Here we go. Whew. This group on screen definitely bought tickets to Hamilton. Yeah, no, they know worse. This group here, Leftist Mafia, they didn't just get tickets to Hamilton. They bought it to watch at home so they could comfortably sing and dance along to it. That's how fucking unbearable these liberals fucking are. But let's go ahead and see some liberal and liberal violence. Why not? Why the fuck not?
I don't think there were any red flags in terms of what he ended up actually, what actually ended up coming out about him. I don't.
Platner?
Yeah, I don't. I don't think.
That was the 8th scandal in a row at that point.
No, but
these are disconnected scandals, though.
The idea that anyone though is saying like, oh, I knew because of the tattoo. Well, I mean, most people who are rapists and
Okay, yeah, but when
sexually
it's a
assault people
tattoo,
don't
it's
have
a
Nazi
tattoo.
tattoos.
Matt, you speak over that brown man. I don't know what language that brother is speaking, but you speak over him, Matt. Go ahead, white man. Turn down their microphones, all right? So it looks like they're there. You know how when you give like the little kid the controller that isn't connected, just fucking come on, give them tokens some attention, make them feel like they're being heard. Go right ahead. Who gives a fuck? Do it.
Most people who are rapists and
Okay, yeah, but when
sexually
it's a
assault people
tattoo,
don't
it's
have
a
Nazi
tattoo.
tattoos.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
the idea that
It's not.
Going on murder tours
But
and
why
killing
is that the
tours.
line? Why is that the line, Matt?
Motherfucker has to use sign language to be heard in this space. He has to use sign language to be heard in this essentially all white space. Why the fuck are you there? Why the fuck are you there? To get the scraps that these fuckers' audience leave you? This is the same thing with Sean the Black. Why the fuck are you arguing with your audience about whether or not US politics is centered around whiteness? Delete your fucking channel and start from scratch. You did everything wrong. Congratulations.
That's the line. Why is that the line, Matt? You're saying that's the line? Like it's not the tattoo. It's not the multitude of comments that he made on Reddit, which got people freaking out. It's not the allegations of misogyny that came out first. It's not right afterwards one of the people from those allegations coming out and saying that that's the line. It was four. It took 4 different specific things that came out. I understand that we're saying like, oh, well, I understand how you can somehow make your way through that.
Oh, fuck off. You see why this fake fucking energy? I can't stand it. I can't stand these fucking tokens, these fucking pygmies. I can't stand these fucking people that willfully choose to surround themselves with whiteness. Because they play this shit up. This is what I was saying with Sean the Black. How the fuck do you expect me to take you seriously when you're dancing for fucking iDubbbz? When you're apologizing and being sweet to a fucking Zionist for iDubbbz? How am I supposed to? Everybody's fucking celebrating this guy. Remind me his name. I'm not trying to be that guy. I really do not know his name. I tried watching his content like twice. It is fucking male white. I don't understand how it's physically possible for him to produce something so bland. But explain to me how you can go 4 times. It was 4 things. It was 4 things. But I understand how, in a certain way from your perspective, coming from your angle, your lived experience, I could see how those 4 things you could kind of brush to the side and then perhaps possibly excuse this man. What the fuck? Like, why do this? Why play? I mean, this is fucking it's bad enough you're there. It's bad enough you're lending credibility to these fucking white people. Leave them, like the Majority Report. Leave them to their own white spaces. Do not give them credibility by having your brown or black ass there. Don't fucking do it. That's what they want. To use you to show off to the rest of their fucking friends and audience. Look, I'm not racist. And the entire fucking time, Matt Binder is trying to not laugh at your fucking face because he doesn't respect you, brown man. He doesn't fucking care what you have to say. He's gonna side with the fucking neo-Nazi baby killer rapist every single time because it's whoa, whiteness over everything, dog. Every time. You could steal that shit if you want. Add it to one of your little rap lyrics or whatnot. Whatever fucking cringy ass after school special rap you do. God damn, bro. Fuck. Have some fucking shame is what I'm saying. Be embarrassed. Be fucking embarrassed, bro. What happened? What went through your fucking life that you're comfortable sitting around 4 fucking white men? How bad does shit go that you're comfortable trying to plead with 4 fucking white men? And don't give me this shit of like, oh, well, some of them actually agree with him. And they didn't actually full on endorse Grant Planner. Are they calling out their fellow whites that did in this fucking space? Or are they coddling each other? It's that fucking simple. They do have a fucking responsibility to call each other out and to police their own fucking communities the same way that we're expected to do when motherfuckers act up in ours. You know, when I think of the great Jennifer Welch, and I have said this, it creeps me out when white people hyper focus on the compradors. Because clearly you're trying to fucking let something out. You're trying to exercise something. But I don't got that fucking excuse. I'll tell you straight up if I have a fucking problem with somebody. Right? I said it. Hey, growing up, experienced a lot of racism by a lot of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? In terms of pigmentation. I was thinking frail. It is frail, but that's not what the word I'm looking at. Let's say light-skinned Asian folks. I could tell you that. I could tell you that if I were to walk into certain liquor stores, they'd be on my ass. And that didn't create the best types of relationships in my mind. I could tell you that where I went to college, there was a lot of affluent, light-skinned Asian individuals that tried to prove that they weren't like the other minorities to the whites, and they were always trying to look to start shit. I never understood it. I thought it was pathetic. You already got the money. What else do you want? I can honestly tell you that if I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I have a certain little bias. Keep me on check. I don't for any one of these 2 motherfuckers on screen. I don't. It is simply, why do you do this to yourself? And why are you giving these people credibility in non-white spaces? Why? God damn, bro. Korean, Japanese. What do you want me to say? I don't pretend to be a good fucking person. I don't pretend that I'm past all my bias. All right? We're trying to get better here. We're working. All right? I'm never going to lie to you and say, hey, yes, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, 100%. Southern California. Yeah, Southern California. Yeah, you'll learn real fucking quick. You'll learn real fucking quick. But to all the Filipino, Cambodian, all the fucking brown, Asian homies, every single time, nothing but good fucking vibes and good fucking times. Like literally perfect fucking batting record.
That we're saying like, oh, well, I understand how you can somehow make your way through that, but those are still red flags that people miss, and they have to come to grips with that and not act like they were nothing.
You have to come to grips with that. You need to sit down, talk it out, and just internalize, visualize, compartmentalize the realities that those were red flags. This is fucking pathetic. This is some real fucking HR fucking bullshit that everyone's hyping up and thinking it's like, oh wow, he's really standing up to these fucking white people. Get the fuck out. He knows his fucking place and he's not gonna rock the boat enough to say some, call them what they fucking are. They're white supremacist sympathizers at fucking best. At fucking best. There's a reason why I'll never be invited to a space like this, because I have fucking self-respect and I actually view these fucking animals as threats to our fucking safety. That's all they've ever fucking been. Look, the entire fucking
don't thi-
time. The entire fucking time, Matt is laughing. The entire fucking time that you're trying to talk and have your big fucking moment, Matt Bender is laughing at you, bro. Look at this shit. Look at, you're over here doing some, look the entire time. Fucking pathetic, bro. He's just grinning. He doesn't give a fuck. Look at him. He's just trying to hold his laugh in. Sad as fuck, bro. And this is a good time to remind y'all, Matt Bender, I'm not gonna say it, but Jewish. No. Come on. Why do you think Sammy hired him? Why do you think Sam Cedar hired him? Can we be honest for once?
You say we. Who are you referring to when you're talking about Sam, huh?
Well, I don't
Settlers, Europeans.
Hold on.
You're talking about white people or are you talking about Jewish people?
No.
Why am I bringing up the fact that he's Jewish? Is it because I'm anti-Semitic?
Probably like 50% of these comments are fine. 30% are borderline.
What do you think, Georgie?
You know, like somewhere in the middle. Potentially yes, potentially no, depending on the intent behind them. And then like 20% are just straight up openly anti-Semitic.
Okay, I'm 20% anti-Semitic. It's fine. Why am I bringing up the fact that Matt Bender is Jewish? Space lasers. No, the reason why I'm bringing up the fact that Matt Bender is Jewish is because despite Grand Planner having a fucking SS Totenkopf Nazi tattoo on his chest, he was still willing to dismiss that because he knew that he was not at risk. He knew that despite being Jewish, he was not at risk at Grand Planner. He was not at risk of Grand Planner in any fucking way. In any goddamn fucking way. Matt Bender knew that he was safe. And again, this is why I say I don't give a fuck about anti-Semitism, white on white violence. What I care about is how that affects the rest of us. That might be wrong, but I'm just being honest. Because you see Jewish people do this shit time and time again. Normalize fucking Nazis and white supremacists because they know that unlike fucking Germany and Europe, back in the day now, definitely very similar to here, the first ones that are going to get got are not Jews. The first ones that are going to get got are not Jews. It hasn't happened. The first ones getting got are black people, indigenous people, brown people. Not fucking Jewish people. And of course, yes, European Jews are not Semites. Unless you're Emma Vigeland, of course. The secret Nazi herself. And disabled people, excuse me. And disabled people, of course, David Barnes, pardon me.
We've been endorsing who these people are, what they're saying, what they're doing. And I thought that guy's point, the Humanist Report's point was fantastic. Of if it can happen with Plattner, it will keep on happening.
Yeah. No, and you're right. And it's like even the thing is, what you use the Hassan example, right? And he's probably like you were saying, well, I didn't endorse him, so I'm not like the other people. So why are you mad at me? But it's kind of like you have to be more effective of like, and that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with saying my bad, but I think sometimes there's a certain, okay, Hassan is a rare exception because he's being attacked all the time by everyone. So I kind of understand, even though I think an apology, not an apology, but some sort of reflection publicly would go a long way. I can't understand why he doesn't want to give in, but it's like people like who are small, let's say the Majority Report, for example, who are one of the worst.
This whole thing of, well, Hassan Piker's just being attacked all the time. what do you think is gonna happen when you're the largest, most popular political commentator on the left? What's going to happen when the Democratic Party is giving you access to their politicians? What's going to happen when mass media, corporate media, is inviting you on, giving you praising fucking articles because you have the proper management team? Hassan Piker has a PR team, of course. That's how he gets these fucking articles written for him and about him. And so I've never liked this excuse of like, hey, these people get criticized. Yeah, no fucking shit. Because you have a large platform. That comes with the fucking territory. If we keep the community small, we keep the channel small, there's no need. Honestly, there's no real need for mods. Right? It happened last time because Georgie's fans, these white supremacist incels, came through. Otherwise, we're good. We're solid. The channel isn't that big. But you grow to a certain size because you're appealing to the lowest common denominator and all this fucking shit, the most basic fucking people. You're not actually spewing anything that's threatening to the status quo, to the fucking establishment. Your channel's going to grow. You're not going to risk getting banned because you play safe. You know how to play that whole safe, edgy game. And just be on the borders of saying something actually threatening, actually revolutionary, actually radical. So I don't appreciate that excuse of, hey, I understand why he's unwilling to do it. It's not because of the size of his channel. It's not because of all the criticism he gets. It's because he's a fucking narcissist, egomaniac that is incapable of acknowledging when he's been wrong, and because sometimes they will, but connect this, and be proactive to fix their mistakes. It's not one or the other, it's both. Admit that you're wrong and do the fucking work to not make the same mistakes. I think Hassan Piker is very charming to a lot of people. And it's very unfortunate. Because it makes me wonder, how'd you grow up? How comfortable, how affluent were you? How wealthy were you that you're not able to spot the type of fucking nepo crybaby man-child that Hassan Piker truly is?
But I think a more respectful approach is often just more productive, and that's why, for example, a lot of my audience want me to really hate Hassan, because like Bad Empanada obviously like really hates Hassan and stuff, right? And I've told him like what I think of certain things.
Bad Empanada does not hate Hassan. Bad Empanada is in love with Hassan, and I'm not doing this kind of like oh, he's fucking. There's a homosexual urge that Bad Empanada has for Hassan Piker. I'm not saying that. I don't think Bad Empanada has like human sexual urges. Clearly, with his bestiality references out of nowhere and sexual harassment of women, there's clearly something else going on there that is very problematic and that should be studied for the safety of humanity and all innocent animals. He's a sick individual, and I blame his parents. So keep in mind, Bad Empanada Georgie does not hate Hassan. He's obsessed with Hassan. He wants to be Hassan. He wants to be in Hassan's good graces. He wants to be Hassan's fucking pet attack dog. That's all it is. He doesn't hate him. He wants him. And again, in not a weird sexual way. I'm saying in a pathetic fucking parasitic manner. Jablin, I wouldn't even insult bronies like that, furries, or anyone to that degree. It's okay, we already know you're homophobic. All I'm saying, brother. Now, I read a few pages of the Bible. All I know is that It's Adam and Eve. It ain't Adam and Steve. Am I right? That's right. Jesus, amen, hallelujah. I mean, that's good. Baden Panah just wants to be Hassan because homie is an incel. Like, to build up to courage to finally, like, talk to women like a human being instead of, like, a deranged, depraved, sexual fucking predator. Yeah, maybe.
To do with, like, what he's doing and stuff. But in my mind, someone like that, I feel like is more in line with our politics and can be steered in a different direction. I just think he has to learn some lessons from what he's doing right now. But that's my take on him. But a lot of people like, you have to really hate him. And a lot of people, he was in my thumbnail yesterday, by the way, one of them. They're like, why is he not in the thumbnail? Why are you going so easy on him? And it's like, I didn't go easy on him, but I'm just not going to go like absolutely crazy in my criticism and get super personal and start like, you know, there's so many people who hate him for very personal reasons. Yeah, but I think a more respectful.
Bro, Hassan is not a fucking child. Hassan has been media trained by Cenk Uygur, who was a fucking talking head on MSNBC, who started the Young Turks, the largest fucking media whatever on YouTube. He was trained, he was groomed by his uncle to be this character that he's playing. And I think that, I actually don't think that Tabernacle here is being disingenuous. Because I've heard this before from people who have pretty decent politics. Again, I haven't really followed Tabernacle's work like that. He's Irish. So I'm going to give him a little leeway. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be like, all right, let's see what you got. But just from, you know, the cursory glance, it's not impressive. I don't think I'm doing anything impressive. But if I was white, you know, the bar gets raised over here. It gets raised. Not him getting Irish points? Well, in a lot of ways, they're the original black people of Europe, if you think about it. Well, you know, technically, they were also enslaved for quite a while. Give me 1 sec. So, I think because Hassan says a lot of the right things and is very strategic of when he engages with specific content. For example, engaging with FD's old video on Grand Planner after the fact, for me, highlights how Hassan is super strategic and media savvy. I know for a fact that he uses and reaches out to black people when he gets in trouble and his anti-blackness is put up front and center. Right? So I think that if you're looking at Hassan from a distance and not really studying what he's doing, and it seems like Tabernacle puts out a lot of content. Again, I don't really check his channel like that, but from what I've seen, that I could see how he's been maybe not fooled, but why he would believe that Hassan is salvageable. There we go. When he isn't. Hassan is, honestly, and all jokes aside, I do it because it's fun. I love when somebody thinks that they're big and tough and are just mentally just fragile.
I'm afraid of like talking
like Georgie, right?
Who are outside of my race.
I just love like just poking those people because, man, it's it's fun to see them just crash out and demonstrate that they're just unable to handle the type of heat that they try to throw at other people. But Hassan Piker is without a doubt clearly miles ahead. Not even remotely close. More of somebody that will mislead people than Georgie is. Now, Georgie would be up there if he wasn't such a disgusting and gross individual that is repulsive to the average person. It's very much, you don't really need to engage with him too much to realize like, oh, there's something unsettling about this individual. And then of course, once you start digging in, you realize what that is. But Hassan, whether it's because pretty privilege, his height, his voice training and all this shit like that, again, very strategic in how he presents himself, tries to be very kind of above the drama and friendly with everyone. He isn't. I could understand why somebody like Tabernacle might be, hey, Hassan can be turned. Hassan does not give a fuck about politics. He cares about Hassan. He's a businessman. Linstack, look, you could live in this post-Eurocentric beauty standard world of yours that, like, I guess, sure, DEI all the way. But I'm talking about how the majority of the world sees him. So it's just the way it is. If you're white, you're halfway there. I mean, there are people like Emma Vigeland that were like smitten by Grant Plattner. And he looks like the dude from fucking Mythbusters. What's his name? The quiet one. Actually, Grant Plattner looks like a child of Adam and I forget this other fool's name. Grant Plattner looks like these two merged together and an experiment got wrong in Mythbusters. Tell me I'm fucking lying, bro. Look at this shit. What's a good one? None of them are good. It looks like they were trying to bust a myth about like cloning. Grant Plattner was born. And they forgot to add fucking emotion, so he was like bloodthirsty since he came out of the tube. Which would explain why Grant Plattner needed to have a tube baby like that. Oh shucks. Look, he looks like a mix of them. Or I was also gonna think, what's that? I'll show you how old I am. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, this one right here. I don't know. It always reminded me of Grant Plattner. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I don't even know what I was saying. But look, what made me laugh about this, and the reason why I pulled this up, is because one of Georgie's parasocially obsessed fans, for me to block you is because you're mad fucking annoying and disingenuous. The key part is being disingenuous. And this proves it. If Tabernacle does not go hard on Hassan Piker, who was the largest left creator hyping up Grant Plattner, then this video will not be honest. Tabernacle DMs Hassan, says Hassan gets an exception for supporting war criminals and gives him the benefit of the doubt. Now, I was just critical of Tabernacle. And yet, because Tabernacle is on the right position and has been on the right position on Grand Platinum, when I hear something I disagree with, I'll tell you, hey, I disagree with, but I can see why somebody might have a different opinion if we share the same understandings of a more serious issue. And I can say, hey, I think you just got, bro. But I don't think Tabernacle's in a position where he needs to kiss ass to Hassan Piker. Especially when Hassan Piker won't give you shit back, bro. That's the key part. That's what Georgie was not aware of or didn't quite understand. And Georgie thought that Hassan Piker was going to offer him friendship, community, women, go on trips with him and Noah Sampson as sex tourists. None of that was going to happen to Georgie. He creeps everybody out. And so, I don't think Tabernacle needs this. That doesn't make sense to me. And again, the hilarious that shit. Tabernacle DMs Hassan. This fool's hero was Hassan Piker's attack dog for almost a year. Georgie was DMing FD Signifier praising him. And I didn't hear anywhere where he said there's an exception. Did y'all hear that? I didn't hear. Maybe I forgot about an exception. Unless he's using quotations the same disingenuous way that his hero, Bad Empanada, uses. That's the way Georgie's been doing it. And so, of course, Georgie Tabernacle is terrified of losing subs from Hassan's community. LOL. Chris Kunstler wasn't even involved in this planner debate at all, and he already has a better reading of it. And again, the chronic online brain rot. He wasn't even involved in this planner debate. Homie, all of Maine is involved in this planner debate. What do you mean? The fuck are you talking? None of you are even in the belly of the beast to be in this debate, right? It's just online fucking bullshit, bro. What do you mean? He wasn't part of this debate, and even he understands it, being a novice that he is, unaware of all the facts and details around this fucking dilemma. The fuck are you talking about, bro? And for the record, as much as I dislike Chris Kunstler, he does talk about this shit. Why wouldn't he? It's a hot fucking topic. What are we doing here? And then something over here about there's really no reason to be intimidated by Hassan's cult. YouTube traffic is primarily driven by on-platform recommendations. Most people watch YouTube without being fans of any particular creator, never comment, never interact. The mob are a tiny minority, and he knows this because he weaponizes that shit and he uses it to harass anyone that actually criticizes this motherfucker from his left, that calls out his bullshit and consistent lies and doublespeak. Again, go check out the comment section in my Little Bill video. If any of you motherfuckers acted like that in anybody else's community that you were not involved in, you're getting banned from this community because that's just weirdo fucking behavior. Go fucking defend Jack in the Box. Go defend fucking your favorite fucking clothing store. Don't fucking go out and defend me. Like, what are we doing here? And what made me laugh about this is Tabernacle went with the appropriate trolling route. You have actually said the truth. But again, how? Who the fuck are you to tell people that you're like afraid and kissing ass to Hassan Piker when you've literally done this?
Fucking so annoying. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. I'm so tired.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
do you have someone else? No problem. It's finally great to talk to Hassan Piker.
Fucking so annoying. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. I'm so tired.
Okay.
All right. Thank you,
Oh,
guys.
do you have someone else? No problem. It's finally great to talk to Hassan Pike.
It's finally great to talk to Hassan Piker. Oh boy, was he groveling. And this is already Hassan Piker post having a fucking business. A political commentator show with a fucking Zionist family in declines. And this is how you're treating him. Fucking pathetic. Look at this shit.
Way more views. If you don't rock the boat, you get way more fucking views.
Oh, I forgot to do this. Hold up. This nigga sent me an email a couple of years ago asking me to review one of his videos. So he has tried to network with me. I gave him the critique I have had about him the whole time. He sent me his Kanye West, Kyrie Irving, Afrocentrism video. And I straight up said to him, the videos I have some critiques. I would just like to get an opinion from a Black American dude I respect, considering this is entirely about Black American history and how some Black people deal with it in the present day. Thanks a lot, Bad Empanada.
Bro, how tiny must your circle of Black content creators has to be for you to email FD Signifier asking him for advice, and you claim to be this big scary fucking radical? Homie, I was hesitant to reach out to Dr. Ball because I didn't want to waste his time. The same way that I'm hesitant to reach out to 2Black because I don't want to waste his time, despite how fucking kind and generous with his time he was when he was out here in LA and he had a little car trouble. If people know what's up, they know what happened. I could just be like, 2Black, I have your book autograph. Give me a fucking hour of your time. That's all I ask for, right? Even that. Because I know 2Black's doing real fucking solid work, and we still got to read his follow-up piece on nonviolence. In fact, I was just watching a clip of his conversation with Rockhill that was amazing. Remind me to pull that up in the Anarchist Experience stuff. I don't like wasting people's time that are actually doing fucking solid fucking work. You know, I have to build up the courage to fucking raise my hand and ask to get involved and, you know, the fuck the 4th of July. And that's only because I've known, you know, Jared, I've known Dr. Ball and Renee, and they've all been super kind to me. But Ladas does amazing fucking work that is so fucking vital. I'm always watching psychic militancy. And so it's still a thing that I'm just like, yo, like, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste your time. I know that what I do can be a little nonsense, can be this, and I'm a little ashamed. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But you know, if I needed some help on some radical shit that I didn't know about, especially when it came to the Black community, I'm not reaching out to FD. I'm not reaching out to Little Bill. I'm gonna fucking, you know, shoot my shot. I'm gonna fucking email Dr. Gerald Horn. If I'm being honest with you. I'm not expecting a reply, but come on. Not Georgie though, not Georgie.
And I let him know in that email, I was being nice. I said, hey, here's my critique of the video. Critiques he did not incorporate it in any way. And I said at the bottom, dude, you act kind of weird. You should probably act less weird. I like your videos. A lot of people like your videos, but you're a weirdo.
The fact that a lib was more consistent than you, Georgie, is fucking hilarious. And I guess Georgie just has a thing of like being a fucking fake, being a fucking fraud through and through. Because you know, Georgie has doxed me. Pull the fuck up, homie. Who gives a shit? The invite's there just for you, buddy. He also emailed me privately to try and like scare me. And I told him the exact same fucking thing I've been saying to him publicly, privately. I think you're fucking disgusting. You act just like your father by sexually harassing women online. And I think people like you need to be permanently silenced. And I want to do that honor. Please tell me when and where I will go to Argentina. Let's make this fucking happen. Homie, if FD signifier had you fucking twitching and flinching, guess what I'll have you do? Just guess, bro. Flashbacks, PTSD, you fucking name it. I got it just for you, mijo. Just for you. I'll teach you shit your daddy should have fucking taught you and clearly failed to teach you how to be a fucking man.
Makes it impossible to engage with you publicly. So this idea that he hasn't tried to network and hasn't tried to engage with people because he's such a principled lone wolf is bullshit. He's been in my comment section for years.
And people say I don't go hard enough on FD, but what are we doing here? What are we doing? Old timer, what are we doing, old timer? What's going on over here? What are we doing over here? Gramps. Excelsior. What is going on, man? What are we doing? Why did I not notice this the first time I saw this?
Wolf is bullshit. He's been in my comment section for years. For years. For years. For years. He's been in my comment section for years. Bullshit. He's been in my comment section for years. He's been in my comment section for years. He's been in my comment section for years.
Ah, that's so fucking good. I don't know why I find that shit fucking hilarious.
For years.
People on left, even though I know for a fact he thinks way less of way many of them than he will ever drive. Way more.
Ah, it's too fucking good, man. It's too fucking good. All right. Here's the key difference. Here's the key difference. This shit led me to martial arts. Dragon Ball Z, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, led me to pursue the love of CTE. Kicks, punches, knees, elbows, shins. And I never hid my appreciation and love for comics, graphic novels, anime, cartoons, you fucking name it. I always thought that shit was fucking dope, even before it became super popular and mainstream like that. Because I grew up on it. I grew up watching Akira. I grew up watching, knowing of Cowboy Bebop and all these fucking things that I was probably in some ways too young to fucking see. And I'm so fucking grateful for it, especially because I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. In other words, I saw all the blood and the guts and the gore of Dragon Ball Z, unedited, brought to you by Telemundo, on my way to fucking school in elementary. I was fucking hyped already, shit. I was already riled up for the fucking day. And you expect me to play fucking soccer after watching that glorious fucking action? Nah, homie. No. It was not gonna happen. That's the difference. That's why I don't hide this shit. That's why bro, how many times haven't y'all seen me pull shit from my bookshelves that are right here? I could easily have that shit behind me like any other fucking nerdy political commentator, right? I don't do that because this is a side of me that I think should be normalized as well. I don't think that you should just focus on this academic shit. Live a little. Enjoy other fucking cultures of life, if you will. I always think about how Noam Chomsky is like, I don't watch movies and I don't read anything that is in the news or history. It's a waste of time. But you have fucking time to email Jeffrey Epstein? What the fuck? In fact, you all learned it. I wasn't going to do this. Every year, technically twice a year, but I only celebrate it once a year because se pone difícil. Again, I mentioned this before. Criterion has a sale, 50% off. So I mentioned Tonum. Splurge a little. Deep Crimson, which I'm very excited for. Beautiful fucking cover. A film by Arturo Ripstein. Looks gorgeous, about love gone wrong. Please sign me up. I grew up watching telenovelas. Mujeres casos de la vida real. Sign me up for all that. Following it up with it to keep it in the same space. Your boy over here loves love stories gone wrong. El. And this is by Luis Buñuel. Very, very, very excited for that. This to mess with my theological roots. Black Narcissus. Some nuns. Who knows how that's gonna go? I heard good things. I'm excited. This is a film by Michael Powell and Emmerich Persenberg. I know almost nothing about it. 1947. Let's fucking go. This one I wasn't gonna get, but I was like, you know what? I don't really have westerns. I don't have any of this stuff. Walker, apparently 1987, apparently a really good movie talking about Manifest Destiny. Sign me the fuck up. Now this one, potentially the widest one, and not the only Wes Anderson film in my collection, The French Dispatch. Now I've been wanting this fucking shit for a minute. Unfortunately, it came a little beat up. I don't know if I'm gonna be a Karen about it and ask for a new one, or to just say fuck it, it is what it is. It's poor packaging, it's gonna get messed up anyways. Now, why do I like The French Dispatch so much? This is actually the only one of all these films that I've seen. While it's not my favorite of Wes Anderson's films, 10 points to whoever guesses which one it is. Because I have 3 other ones. Right? The reason why I really adore The French Dispatch is... What's homie's name over here? Benicio del Toro's performance. He plays this character right here. Benicio's character is so fucking fascinating in this. The story, because there's, you know, it's almost, there's a couple subplots going on, unconnected in their own way. Benicio's character story in this movie, I adore. I'm fucking absolutely obsessed with. I haven't finished the latest Wes Anderson movie, I think, that where he's the protagonist or one of the leads there. Just haven't had time. The other ones are okay. I was actually surprised that I enjoy Timothée Chalamet's, you know, little story there as well. I really like the thief and the heist thing going on. But I essentially got this movie for Benicio del Toro's performance. Just absolutely fucking outstanding. So there you have it, fuckers. I splurged a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I only participate on the 50... I only buy Criterion when they have the 50% sale. And I only do it once a year. I think they have it twice. Or maybe Criterion does it once and somebody else does it twice, but I only do it once. I can't help myself if I do more than that. I wasn't going to show you that, but, you know, there we go. All right. Who guessed my favorite Wes Anderson movie? The Grand Budapest Hotel? No, it's not. But I will say, I do own that one. And I got it because it was like on TV. And I was rewatching it like midway through or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, this is actually, it's way better than what I remembered. Like way better than what I remember. Like the politics in it were interesting. Of course, Wes Anderson, you're always going to get the visuals. Aesthetics are gorgeous every time, unique, their own thing. But I forgot the politics behind it, and I actually really enjoyed it, and so I got it for that reason. But it's not my favorite. Let's see if anybody else got it up here. Yes. None of your business, you got it right. Royal Tenenbaums. Dysfunctional family any day of the week. Please make me feel at home. I laughed hard when the folk got booted off the clip. Yeah, just amazing scenes from that movie. Yes. But yes, I adore the. I have it right here. One of the widest things about me is my appreciation of Wes Anderson. I just really like stylized films. Like I want to know that, like, I want to know what your mark is. Same shit with Guillermo del Toro. There's a certain style to their films that I really truly appreciate, that they remain loyal to, uncompromising. I have the Grand Budapest Hotel. Got this one a while back. Again, this one's even unopened because I just haven't rewatched it in a while. Just really wanted it. I think Moonrise Kingdom is one of the sweetest movies that he's made. Really adorable. And then I was not too happy with the cover art for this. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's not my favorite character in the movie, but I do think he's the most interesting one. I think to this day, Ben Stiller's best performance of any film. But yeah, there you go. No Fantastic Mr. Fox. Have not seen that one or Isle of Dogs. There's a couple animated ones that maybe next year I'll try grabbing. Like, I haven't seen Guillermo's Pinocho. And then I think Flow is another one there. I think the only animated Criterion movie that I've seen is Wall-E when it came out. But yeah. If anyone has any recommendations, please let me know. Why not open the packaging? If I won't open it until I watch it. I've also, funny enough, sometimes if it's somebody's birthday and I forget, I'm really bad with birthdays. I like having things sealed that I'm comfortable with giving away. Right? Like if a birthday came up and I'm like, you know what? I've seen these movies before. I appreciate them. I think they'll like them. I'll just gift them that. So I've learned not to really open things unless like I'm about to watch it. And there's a couple of movies that I need to watch before I rewatch stuff. I just haven't seen it. I know it was George Clooney doing a voiceover. It didn't catch my attention. No, I appreciate David Barnes. Sorry that I got distracted, but you know how it goes. Damn, it's 9:32. Repo Man. That is the one with Wesley Snipes, right? Or no, it's not. The one with Stallone and Wesley Snipes is what? It's not Time Cop. What's the time travel one? Demolition Man. That one is one of my favorite fucking movies, man. Some of those fight scenes Wesley Snipes in general. My God, Blade 1, Blade 2 is so fucking underrated. I'm definitely not anti-animation. I just haven't gone around to a lot of animated movies. I got to see Pan, as in Pan Labyrinth. At the cinema, me and my friend held hands so hard during the tense bits. Like Pan, as in Pan's Labyrinth, Froggy? Or is there another movie? Yes. I'm Amlikar. He saved my life when I got stabbed. Who stabbed you? He did. Took me right to the hospital. Great fucking movie, man. Yeah, Demolition Man's just fucking awesome. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth is a movie that I love showing people. It's to this day my favorite. I know it's a cliche. Such a soft spot for it. I was so young when I watched that. It was the first time that I was like, what type of Spanish is this? What the fuck's happening? And so like I really had to rewatch it as a kid to really understand what was going on. But visually, I mean, I have stories of staying up rewatching Pan's Labyrinth. I just absolutely fucking adore it so much. I have such a love for that movie. When I finally saw The Devil's Backbone, I understood what Guillermo meant by saying that they were like sibling movies, which is the reason why I want to see Pinocchio, because he's saying the same thing about that and Frankenstein. But Guillermo has him as a director, as an artist, has really been influential to my life in ways I didn't realize. Obviously with Pan's Labyrinth, Blade 2 is something that I rewatch all the time. That fight scene where it's like CGI, but it's like the lights are on. And Blade 2 is I was obsessed with that. Hellboy, man. When Golden Army came out, I was so stoked, and I was the ending. I'm like, we're gonna get a trilogy. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Never happened. But yeah, Guillermo is somebody who's, and it's such a basic ass beaner shit to say, you know. The equivalent of I'm assuming Spike Lee here. So Once Upon a Time in the West, there's okay. That's the Clint Eastwood one. No, it's not. Okay, I'll check it out. The original, I'm assuming. I really enjoyed 3:10 to Yuma, and I didn't know that it was a remake. I should have known it was a remake. So I've been wanting to watch the original for a while. But I didn't grow up on Westerns. Demolition Man. Okay, Demolition Man. Fifth Element. Like double showing. Perfect fucking, futuristic. But I'm sorry. It sucks to say. Fifth Element is a better movie than Demolition Man. Demolition Man is I love it, but I've rewatched anytime I see The Fifth Element. It's, growing up it would be like on different channels. Anytime The Fifth Element is on, we're finishing that shit. We're sitting down and finishing that shit. Kind of, but not enough to say like this is a film of him that I enjoyed. No, let me start a movie channel on the Discord, and y'all can tell me what movies I need to watch. Yeah, all those movies are gonna have a slow pace though. Funny enough, I think a lot of Clint Eastwood's movies have that same pace, like not exactly the same pacing, but similar pacing. The Fifth Element is the definition of white misogynist, but it's still good. No, it literally, yeah, it's once you look at it that way, it's a pretty gross movie. But it's a badass fucking movie, and Chris Tucker is fucking hilarious in that. The Fifth Element is more visually enticing over Demolition Man, not even close to. Not even close. It's like embarrassingly like, yeah. In reality, Fifth Element should be up there. All right, let's get back on track. Sorry, because I was gonna say it should be up there with The Matrix. Obviously, I think The Matrix wins, the first Matrix, but it's definitely like, for me, that level category of world building. Definitely up there with Blade Runner, right? Dredd is fucking badass. Yes, Judge Dredd, not a fan of. Children of Men is so fucking daunting. Does the movie channel exist? Huh. All right, look, Buyas Naka. I always say Old Boy might be the greatest fucking movie ever made, and it's one that I will never recommend. So yeah. Now I Saw the Devil. I Saw the Devil is a movie everyone should fucking watch immediately. Like fucking right now. I haven't seen the fourth Matrix. All right. Yeah, Fifth Element, Blade Runner, and fucking add Demolition Man as just a, like, I would want Demolition Man in the middle. So Fifth Element, Demolition Man, and then Blade Runner to end the night, to leave you in a pensive place. But Demolition Man before Blade Runner is gonna wake you up. So I've never seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, but I have seen the good, the bad, and the weird or the strange. I highly recommend that. The weird, yes, the weird. Man, this movie is so much fucking fun, bro. Look at this fucking... Do I need to say more? Look at these motherfuckers in their fits. Like, holy shit. Oh, no. Alright, well, go back then. Look at this. They look so fucking badass, man. This is fucking dope. I don't even know how I watched this movie as a kid. I don't even know how I found it. Everyone in this is just a badass. Everyone in this is just an absolute fucking badass, man. They all killed it. I cannot recommend this movie enough. So I've seen this, but I haven't seen, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But this movie, man, takes me fucking back. So fucking good. So fucking good. The fits are top tier. Hell yeah, man. That set design, that production, on fucking point. Let me send this out. Give me one sec, y'all. Give me one sec, chat. All right, let's get to this.
More views. If you don't rock the boat, you get way more fucking views.
Oh, I forgot this.
Sorry. I was gonna say I don't like Shaolin Soccer or Kung Fu Hustle, but I love Drunken Master. Drunken Master, man, it's so fucking good. Jackie Chan at his fucking best. Kung Pao, nope, didn't like it either. Well, there was a lot of slurs, not cuss words, if we're being honest. If you must know.
Site News. Ryan Grimm, journalist, co-host of Breaking Points, and co-founder of Dropsite News. Ryan, welcome back to the show.
Hey Emma, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been quite a week for us.
You got outed as a fucking Nazi sympathizer multiple times, bro. God damn. So I didn't know this. And shout out to somebody on Twitter that was like talking shit to me, defending the majority report. I don't know what I said or this and that about the fun half. because I was only able to catch it live. And they're like, oh, they don't hide it. The fun half is always on the description of the main video that they put out. So you just have to go to the description of, the 7/10/26 show, and you get the fun half in the description. And I was like, oh, thank God. Now I don't have to like worry about making sure that I catch it live so it shows up on my history, because it's unlisted.
Both, I would say, and like also just in terms of cover.
They could be twins. You're not lying. It's right here in the Neanderthal. It's the Neanderthal like eyebrows right here. Yeah, Neanderthal DNA right there.
Covering progressive politics and anti-establishment politics. We'll start off in the most controversial place here, because as I've said to you before, you're one of my favorite people to disagree with, because it can always be even-handed and in good faith. But just to catch people up, earlier this week, you reported that there'd been a detail that had been left out of Politico's reporting on the rape accusation against Graham Plattner. Politico didn't include, apparently, that the woman accusing Plattner of this assault had asked him to come over for a glute massage the night of the alleged assault. However, sorry, what'd you say?
Said she needed a glute massage, but not to ask him for it. Is
Gotcha.
my recollection, right?
Yeah. And afterwards, she still said, "Do not come over."
Bro, when Matt Legg has to be the one correcting you, already trying to lie. Emma Vigeland, the feminist, the white feminist of the online left, already fucking lying. God damn. It is astonishing. Already fucking lying and having her producer correct her in real time. Mind you, Ryan Grimm didn't bother to step in and be like, hey, hold on.
The night of the alleged assault. However, sorry, what'd you say?
Said
how are you this bad at it? Like, just lie. Just lie. You've been lying for Kamala Harris. You could lie and get through this, man. The rape apologist duo, exactly.
Even-handed and in good faith. But just to catch people up, earlier this week, you reported that there'd been a detail that had been left out of Politico's reporting on the rape accusation against Graham Plattner. Politico didn't include, apparently, that the woman accusing Plattner of this assault had asked him to come over for a glute massage the night of the alleged assault. However, sorry, what'd you say?
Said she needed a glute massage, but not to ask him for it. Is
Gotcha.
my recollection, right?
Yeah. And afterwards, she still said, "Do not come over." And you have faced some pushback for reporting this detail. And I guess I'm wondering what you think of that pushback, because this is what I would say, right? Like, we often will say on our show that it's as important. Like, the substance of what we say is sometimes even less important than what we choose to highlight or cover, right? And I think that perhaps emphasizing this detail gave a lot of people license to dismiss Jenny's accusation, even if that's not in what the text said. That would be my critique, and I'm wondering what you think of that.
Chat, help me understand. What is her critique? Help me understand. What is the critique here? Let me play it back. Because she went from lying of what Jenny said to then saying that she has a critique about Political's piece or Ryan Grimm's addition to it.
Like, the substance of what we know, that this is
recollection, right?
Yeah. And afterwards, she still said, "Do not come over." And you have faced some pushback for reporting this detail. And I guess I'm.
You have faced some pushback for reporting that detail. No. The pushback is not about reporting the detail. It's the way that he's trying to muddy the waters with this detail. Bro, he literally, and we're not going to pull up the whole thing. I'm just going to show you what I clipped out. Let's see. Jesus Christ, man. I don't understand these white people, bro. Like, even like joking and adding up to or feeding into the parasocial stuff is very, very unsettling and should not be a fucking thing, man. All these white people just feed into the parasocial shit, the parasocial. You got feral motherfuckers in there, but I hate doing that shit, man. It's unhealthy. It's not good, especially like young white men, young white boys. Oh, fuck no. God damn it. I accidentally killed a moth. I thought it was a mosquito. Shit, I feel like an asshole. It was pure instinct. My apologies. My apologies. All right. This right here.
Here is what the Politico reporter said to the campaign. Jenny Rascott had been, quote, texting Plattner about needing her glute massaged. That detail didn't make our story.
Right.
Glute massage. So within about a half an hour of getting this glute massage text, Plattner is in the house. Now, she says
she followed up.
No, don't come.
And don't come.
Because he texted back. So he's wasted, clearly. He gets this message. I need my glute massaged.
Right.
He comes over.
You know. I need my glute massage. You Sagar, women Sagar, am I right? Glute massage, come on, Sagar. She was asking for it, Sagar, was she not? Come on, Sagar. Sagar, in your culture, man, Sagar. That's all it takes. Come on. Fucking disgusting, bro.
I need my glute massaged.
Right.
He comes over. He's text back, I'm coming over. And she's like, wait, don't come over. She says, don't come over, don't come over.
The details, don't come over anymore. When does she anymore? Hear that?
That she says, don't come over, don't come over. That she says, don't come over, don't come over.
Or is she repeating, don't come over, don't come over?
Come over, don't come over. This is Maine. He's not taking the subway.
Right, this is Maine. Brother, I forgot, this is Maine. Once you start driving, you can't stop. It's Maine. Brother, it's Maine. Once you get on the road, you gotta get to your destination. It's Maine, brother. This ain't the big city. We don't got them subway underground fucking cars that you city slickers got. Here in rural America, we just got roads and Fords, maybe some Chevys. But don't forget, rural America is real America.
This is Maine. He's not taking the subway. He's driving. She's drunkenly driving over there.
Yes.
Comes into the house, and then she says he's grabbing her on the couch. Well, where is he?
She's saying no.
Right. Where's he grabbing her? Right. Is he like immediately starting the glute massage or whatever?
Where is he grabbing her? Because after, forcing himself into the house and invited, where did he grab her? She asked for a glute massage. Maybe he was just trying to give her one. He drove all the way there because he couldn't take the subway. So maybe all he wanted to do was just give her a glute massage. That's what she asked for. That was on the text. That's Ryan Grimm, bro. Ryan Grimm is literally saying, Did he start there? Because if he started there, then it's all good. It's all fine. That's why Emma Vigeland. Ryan Grimm is getting pushed back.
And afterwards, she still said, "Do not come over." And you have faced some pushback for reporting this detail. And I guess I'm wondering what you think of that pushback. Because this is what I would say, right? Like, we often will say on our show that it's as important. Like, the substance of what we say is sometimes even less important than what we choose to highlight or cover, right? And I think that perhaps emphasizing this detail gave a lot of people license to dismiss Jenny's accusation, even if that's not in what the text said. That would be my critique, and I'm wondering what you think of that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone seriously argues with the general idea that if we're going to try a very serious allegation in the court of public opinion, that the information that the media has about that should be public. Like, I think I don't generally think that anybody really disagrees with that. And I think it's important to understand exactly how Politico reported this at the time.
Politico should have included that. Even though it's obvious that rape apologists, such as yourself, Ryan Grimm, we're going to use that. In fact, when I went over the political piece, I was highlighting potential excuses that people like you, Ryan Grimm, rape apologists, were going to try and use and manipulate. Was I not, chat? Like, literally saying, hey, be aware. They're going to use this and maybe use this angle. In the meantime, Hassan Piker was coming up with ridiculous, preposterous ideas of how he could delegitimize these legitimate rape accusations.
So I have it in front of me here. They wrote, that night in late 2021, she said she had exchanged text messages with him and told him not to come over, saying she wasn't in the mood for company. Later that evening, she said she realized when she heard a sound on the stairs that he had let himself into her house. So the way that Politico presents it, they were texting, she says, don't come over. And then there's effectively a break-in. Like, that's kind of the impression that you're left with here. The door is unlocked, but like, if you don't have permission to come in the house, like, you can't just come in an unlocked house. It's not how it works. Politico was aware that the exchange that they're referencing there included her saying she needed a glute massage, him responding, I'm on my way over, and then she responds, I'm not, don't come, I'm not in the mood for company. We don't know whether or not he got that message or he was just, drunkenly driving.
What the fuck, bro? We don't know if he got that message? Wow, bro. How the fuck is he doubling down even worse? Look, I hadn't seen this. What the fuck is happening, bro? This is just abhorrent. What the fuck? And he's just, again, he has become the face of Dropside News. He has pushed himself to be front and center in front of a camera. And now, because of his allegiance to Graham Plattner, who is probably like his source or some shit like that, because I really can't explain why he's so devoted to this man. But Ryan Grimm is putting at risk the credibility of Dropside News and smearing them and make it like to where anyone working there has to be associated with a fucking rape apologist. And we've covered great stories from Dropside News. At some point, Jeremy Scahill has to fucking step in and say, hey, bro, like, kick rocks, do your own fucking thing, because you're making the women at Dropside News uncomfortable. You're making the men with any fucking principle, with any respect for the women's and their lives uncomfortable. Damn, bro.
Over to her house. There are a lot of people who absolutely do not care about that detail and don't think it's relevant and are okay with it not being included. There are also many, many people who think that that detail is relevant.
You see how all these fucking white people from Hassan Piker to Ryan Grimm, they all have a little bit of that Trump in them. Especially when it comes to like sexual assault and rape. Many people. Many people. What the fuck even, what is that? What does that fucking mean? Fucking hey. Yes, Riley, somehow worse than the original clip. The one, yeah, somehow worse than his conversation with Sagar. But hey, don't worry. He's not in front of a brown man that desperately wants to be white. He's in front of a white woman that desperately wants to secretly be a Nazi. So I'm sure she'll say something.
And don't think it's relevant and are okay with it not being included. There are also many, many people who think that that detail is relevant for his state of mind, and particularly whether or not the implication of a break-in is accurate, which then shapes some of the rest of it.
His state of mind and the implication of a break-in? So hold on. If I decide to get drunk, I could just walk into somebody's house if it's unlocked and it's not a break-in because of the implication of my state of being? Is that what Ryan Grimm is saying? Motherfucker better hope he closes his doors, that he locks them tight. Because I might pull up with the fucking 12-pack and see what happens. The fuck is this?
Okay with it not being included. There are also many, many people who think that that detail is relevant for his state of mind, and particularly whether or not the implication of a break-in is accurate, which then shapes some of the rest of it. And what I would say to the people who don't think it's relevant,
I would
that's
include
fine.
myself in that camp. So
Wow. Chat, can we have... Please, chat. Can we get a little clap, a standing ovation for Emma Vigeland? Oh my goodness. So fucking brave. So astonishing brave. Oh my, Emma. I'm sorry I ever doubted your bravery and your courage. Wow. Yes. Yes, please. Wow. You know she has to do this. She has to do this. She's screwed. She is fogged. Understand this. Whatever ambition she had for being a credible face outside of the niche online like rad lib space, gone. Because everyone will always play her saying she's okay with her politicians being secret fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, you don't think it's relevant. That's totally fine. We live in a democracy where the entire public is involved in the deliberation of these questions. And so there are many people who do think it's relevant. Like, is it relevant that he was drunk? Like,
But the disqualifying piece is the rape accusation, not the break-in, right? So I guess perhaps this absolves him of the break-in, but wouldn't her saying still, protesting and saying that it was not consensual?
Absolutely. Obviously, if she said, and I thought this was more obvious apparently than it is,
right?
If you say, I need a massage, let's say you say, come over and give me a massage, and he tries to turn the massage into something more than that, and she says no, and he pushes past it, it's obviously still rape. Like there's zero question about that. But this kind of insistence that the facts aren't really important because of what she says happened in the end, I don't believe. As a journalist, Our job is to put the facts out that we have and then let the public decide whether or not those are relevant. Now, some people said, well, why don't you put in like what she was wearing? No, that is completely different. Like, we are talking about two people who had been dating on and off for 2 years at this point. The nature of the text message exchanges that they had that led him to come over is relevant to some people. Doesn't have to be relevant to everybody to be included, just some people. And I really don't actually think this is a controversial point. I understand why it's so sensitive. Particularly, we live in a world where, in a country where sexual assault is just rampant. So many people reading the story have themselves experienced sexual assault and are experiencing it both through the.
All right, now he's just trying to cover his tracks. Why doesn't he say what significance that detail is to those people? Right? Because he's talking about many, 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 many people. What is the significance of that detail to those people? How does it influence them? Because if he were to admit and acknowledge what that is, then the comparison to, well, what was she wearing is accurate, is appropriate. But he won't address that. He won't address what the significance is to them. Because the significance is the equivalent of what was she wearing. AKA, she was asking for it. She was asking for it. That's all it is. Man. That's why he went out of his way to address that criticism. If it wasn't valid, he wouldn't address it, but he's afraid that people are seeing through his fucking bullshit. And mind you, how are you talking about the journalistic integrity of Politico, excluding that detail, when you, as a journalist, have done nothing but be basically Grant Plattner's own personal PR, like manager? How is that journalistic integrity? Like, every time you speak for Grant Plattner, you should have to acknowledge, have to publicize the fact that you are his fucking PR manager. That's all you've ever been, Ryan Grimm. Holy shit.
Political lens, but also then through the prism of their own experience. So I understand why it's this sensitive for so many people. At the same time, the idea that Politico can have this information and decide on their own not to include it because they're worried about, let's be honest about why they didn't include it. They're worried about what some readers might take from it. That's not Politico's place. That's my point.
I mean, so
okay. And what do you think about it, Ryan? Because you seem pretty obsessed with the whole glute massage thing. Because Ryan isn't saying, hey, include this and double down on the fact that even if a woman starts being flirtatious with you over text, that does not give you consent to go to her house uninvited, to go inside her house uninvited, and obviously to sexually assault her. No, instead what Ryan Grimm is doing is saying, hey, she was flirtatious, and who knows if Grant Plattner saw her say, hey, don't come over. Who knows what state of mind he was in? Who knows if he actually broke in? Who knows where he started touching her? Maybe he started right away with the glute massage that she requested. Who knows? That's what Ryan Grimm is adding to this and pretending not to. And look at his face, man. What explanation is there for his constant need to defend Grant Plattner? Again, I was so lost that I'm like, is he sexually living through Grant Plattner? Like, he has to imagine himself to be Grant Plattner to sleep with his wife? That was my best guess. it was brought to my attention. Well, what if when Graham Plattner was between tours at that DC bar, what if Ryan Grimm made him into a source? What if Graham Plattner decided to go back to the, what if when Graham Plattner decided to go and join Blackwater to be a mercenary, he was giving Ryan Grimm information. And so Graham Plattner gets hand selected to run in Maine. And now Ryan Grimm thinks he's going to have a real good source. That I was saying, if Graham Plattner would have won, would have been a fucking shoo-in for the presidency. So maybe that's why Ryan Grimm is so fucking desperate to salvage Graham Plattner's political career.
So then it's a media critique is right.
Clearly.
Well then,
Yeah.
but the
Please tell me she doesn't just stop at, oh, so it's a media critique. Fuck. Does anyone have any fucking faith that Emma Vigeland's actually going to push back?
But then if it is a media critique, then what is the intention of that critique in this moment? Like, do you see how it could serve a secondary, if not purpose, that actually might be outsized, where it causes a large section of less media literate people to disparage this accuser and not take it seriously, just because they're not going to maybe look into the details and just they're going to take away from it that the reporting was faulty because you have this critique that is much more narrow than what the takeaway is going to be. I mean, that's the responsibility piece.
I've actually said repeatedly that the fact that Jenny was willing to share this detail with the Washington Post, I believe with CNN, which didn't include it, and with Politico, Washington Post did include it, to their great credit. Nobody read their story because they took more time with it, apparently. The fact that Jenny included this detail, to me, strengthens the credibility of her version of events. Like, it shows a level of confidence in her rendition to share all of it. For Politico, then, to decide on its own, I don't think people can handle this, because that's not what we're going for in this article, is just wrong. And like, I understand that like people are going to be like livid at me for like putting the reporting out there, but like it's not up to, and also we shouldn't just.
Bro, it's so fucking pathetic, and Emma's not pushing back at all. I understand people are going to hate me because I'm doing my job. I understand people won't like that I'm just speaking truth to power. I get it that as a true journalist, people don't like that I'm over here pushing the journalistic integrity of Politico. I get it. And hell, I'll be the martyr for journalism. I'll do it. It'll be me. I'll be that guy. Again, that's not the issue that we're raising. That's not the concern. It's everything surrounding it, bro. The disgusting excuses that amount to rape apologia.
Just because people are going to be livid at us, like that's not a reason to like not report something.
No, I'm in agreement with you there. I think, it's just a question, perhaps of timing and, a question of like, where do you place report?
The intent, holy shit, bro. The intent of Ryan Grimm discovering this detail is not, this is fucking funny. They both look fucking faded. The intent of Ryan Grimm exposing, revealing this detail is not about journalistic integrity. It's solely to try and muddy the waters, to paint Jenny as a liar, as somebody that was asking for it, as Graham Plattner being misled, coerced by this succubus. That is the objective. It is the equivalent of what was she wearing? Well, she asked for it. What else is a glute massage but an invitation to sex? Emma's job here is to actually rehabilitate Ryan Grimm. Holy fuck, yes, bro. White women are loyal to white men and uphold white supremacy together.
Porting in narrative construction. Like, it is timing and emphasis as important as the granular nature of the details. Like, I think it is.
My view is completely different than how the world operates when it comes to these questions. Like, I think the public should take more time than it does with these allegations. Like, to have an article come out and then within basically an hour of that article coming out, the decision to have been rendered, I think doesn't do justice to anybody. But that's not the world we have. Like, the world we have is article, wow, this is awful. Done. Like, this is over.
Is she okay? Bro, I'm not even trying to be funny right now. Is she okay? Chat, is she okay? It looks like she's I'm not even trying to, I'm not, honestly, I'm stimming? Is that what it's called? I'm not trying to be rude. Stimming is short for simulatory behavior. It refers to repetitive physical movement, sound, or use of object. While everyone naturally stims in small ways, like tapping a foot or biting nails, it is especially common among neurodivergent individuals, such as those with autism or ADHD, as a way to regulate emotions, process sensory input, or release energy. Look at it.
But that's not the world we have. Like, the world we have is article, wow, this is awful. Done. Like, this is over. I don't want to hear anything else about it. And if you tell me anything else about it, you are justifying what happened.
She cannot be high for this. There's no fucking way she's high for this. There's absolutely no way, chat, that she can be high for this. I refuse to believe it. There's no fucking way. She's not that intelligent to be able to pull that off. To be that confident? To be high for this? Unless she's self-medicating to try to deal with the anxiety of being exposed as a Nazi sympathizer. Holy shit.
Just don't believe that. I don't think that's how, like, knowledge creation should exist. I don't think that's how public trials of people should unfold. I am in the deep minority on the left on this.
I understand.
Well, I'm in the deep, loud minority on this. I think.
Ain't that right, brother? You and me, we are the silent majority. I mean, we are the loud minority. Yup, that's what we are. That's right, brother. You tell them. You tell them. Yup, absolutely.
Among the public in general, the two scenarios are different. One scenario being they exchanged text message. She said, "Don't come over." He came over anyway. Is different than two people had been dating for 2 years.
Bro, is Ryan Grimm one of these guys that how can I rape her? She's my wife. Because if he's trying to use them dating for 2 years as an excuse, as the giant difference maker, then what does he think that a husband can get away with? Honestly, look, fuck, man. I try to joke around and keep this shit light and you know, keep it pushing and mocking these people's just downright evil. But this is getting fucking out of hand, bro. Like, this is genuinely getting concerning for, like, his wife. Like, what the fuck is happening at home? And of course, he's married to a brown woman, in case y'all didn't know.
One scenario being they exchanged text message. She said, don't come over. He came over anyway. Is different than two people had been dating for 2 years, exchanged messages about a glute massage. Oh, I'm coming over. Actually, I don't want company. Don't come over. Like, those are different scenarios, and the public has a right to the actual scenario.
Yes.
And then most of them will look, I think, at that actual scenario and say, he's still guilty, and I still want him gone. So that's the other thing that's so striking to me about this.
But was that the takeaway from your audience, or did they take away more that it was a hit piece?
Well, I think a lot of people believe that this was a political...
You say it strengthens her claim, but I haven't seen that be the reaction to what the reporting is. It seems like people are taking that as a way to dismiss it.
No, what you're seeing is that, like, within a minute of the...
No, sweetheart. Quiet down, sweetheart. Let me tell you what you're seeing. See, what you're seeing here is, hold on. Is it that time of the month yet? Babe, sweetie, sweet cheeks, settle down. Let me tell you what you're seeing. All right? Hold on. Let Graham here, the Grimmeister, that they call me in college, explain it all to you and break it down, because I know it's a lot on your little head. Let me tell you what you're seeing. Jesus fucking Christ.
As a way to dismiss it.
No, what you're seeing is that, like, within a minute of the article being published, long before I did my own reporting, a huge portion of the public thought that this was a political hit job. Like, period.
And why is that? Because a big portion of people were led to believe that Grant Plattner being exposed for having a fucking Nazi tattoo on his chest, an SS Totenkampf, that was a political hit job. And everything that came out afterwards was a political hit job after a political hit job.
I voted for Kamala Harris. You got problems?
So, of course, they've been conditioned, trained into believing that it's just the Democratic fucking bigwigs trying to bring down the white man. That's what they've been trained to believe because of the Majority Report. Because of Ryan Grimm, because of Kyle K.K. Kalinske, because of Crystal Ball, because of Hassan Piker, you fucking name it, because of all these fucking white people. Axis Otter, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm seeing mansplaining. I mean, Emma fucking lives for it, so. But thank you so much for a super chat. If you want to support the channel, super chat, super stickers are turned on, memberships are turned on, jewels, gifted, all that good stuff's turned on for the YouTube on both channels. Go ahead and check out the Patreon. $2 gets you access to the Discord. Thank you so much to all the people that have been signing up to that. It means so much. It means I could have more time to devote to this. So thank you so much. Also, if you want to skip all the nonsense, no skimming from the top, hit me up on the Cash App. Thank you so much. Let's get back to this. And hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
Like, a huge portion, particularly in DC, said, this is damning. He needs to go. A huge number of people do not have trust in our institutions and believed that this was an engineered, orchestrated hit job. That's what you're seeing. And so for those people, they may also pick up on what we reported and circulate that. But that is an authentic kind of reaction that a lot of people have had, but it hasn't
in Maine,
been,
yes,
right? And in Maine, it's not represented at all in the media. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we can move on to the less, you know, granular media focused part of the story and maybe talk more about the political fallout here, because
Granular. The way that they're so desperate to move away from the actual conversation about rape is astonishing. Like, oh, let's just go back to the politics aspect of all this. Man, the dehumanization is astonishing.
The reality is that Plattner's branding as an outsider, right? And the other pieces that had come out against him prior to this about the tattoo and about the unsettling behavior had, you know, contributed to an outsider status that had benefited him with Maine voters because of a justified mistrust of the National Democratic Party that has consistently let them down. And what I find kind of aggravating about this story is that there is this driving impulse by the national press to disregard what Maine voters actually care about, or mischaracterize it in general. You know, I did an interview with Slate where the host of the interview was insisting that voters in Maine just voted for what she said was a guy and not his platform. And that is there's this motivated reasoning right now in the national press to foreclose any conversation about the ideological and policy civil war within the Democratic Party right now, to essentially say that anybody that was highlighting how Plattner was gaining popularity because he wants to cut off arms to Israel and tax billionaires, etc., shouldn't have any credibility anymore to say anything about this at all. And that's the critique of other media figures from national mainstream centrist press. But the problem is that they're not talking about the voters who supported that, or they're saying that they are basically dumb hogs that didn't know what they wanted and just...
Graham Planner said that. Graham Planner fucking said that. What are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing? Graham Planner literally said, like, white rural people are fucking racist. Let's see, Maine. What was it like? Something about racist. Racist and stupid. Let me find it. Damn, there's so many fucking ads. The fuck? Find it. It is going to be okay. It's an unfortunate, yeah. Planner described himself as a communist. Walk that back. Planner described himself as a communist, police as bastards, and rural white residents as racist and stupid. But of course, that was also just a joke.
Or they're saying that they are basically dumb hogs that didn't know what they wanted and just got hypnotized by his voice and the fact that he was an oyster farmer. There's all of these different conversations that are happening at the same time that still are drip with condescension about Maine voters saying, like, this is about representation, democratic representation, and it's an issue set that we voted on, not a celebrity. And liberals in the national press can't conceive of this.
Bro, fucking stop. Like, she's trying to act now like she wasn't mesmerized. Like, the whole thing wasn't Grant Planner's image. It wasn't about his message. It was about this giant, dirty blonde, rugged looking individual that was a combat veteran speaking truth to power. Yeah, brother, hoorah, G.I. Joe shit. That was like the majority of the allure. Because if you actually look at his fucking platform, it wasn't about him being anti-war because he was against endless wars. He was for, giving more money to fucking kids to sign up for the military. So what the fuck are you talking about? They made fun of people questioning Plattner in their show. Oh, absolutely. It's fucking disgusting. All right. Let's move on here. It's just nonsense. So check this out. Ryan Grimm confronted by Emma Vigeland over pushback to Graham Plattner. What the fuck were they watching? Chat, what the fuck were they watching?
And decide on their own not to include it because they're...
There's your fucking answer. There's your answer, what they were watching. Right there. God damn, bro. These people are so fucking lazy, man.
Worried about, let's be honest about why they didn't include it.
Like just medially, that's much.
I've shared this detail and they took more time with it apparently.
And I think in their tweet,
the credit.
Jesus Christ, like these people are unable to speak for themselves without the other one being present. Is that like a condition? What are we doing here?
Ability of her version of events. Like it shows a level.
And I think that's the missing piece here that maybe the Ryan and Dropside in their tweet could have led with is like, hey, this strengthens Jenny Rassicott's position, right? Here is a clear example of Graham Plattner coming to her house after she said, do not do that. She sees him and describes him as visibly intoxicated, right? We know he struggled with alcohol dependency. These things
alcohol dependency. Okay.
all kind of compound to drive the fact that, yeah, I'm even more certain of this guy's guilt or inability to hold the office of United States Senate, right? After I read that. And I think to Gavin's earlier point, the impression based off of the way the information was presented, a lot of people felt was like, oh, this is actually going to lead to his innocence when really it was more of a nail in the coffin for his guilt.
Well, maybe, just maybe, the reason why they didn't take that approach, the reason why they didn't take that angle is because that was not their objective. That's not what Ryan Grimm was trying to do. Ryan Grimm was actually trying to muddy the waters. Ryan Grimm was pushing doubt. Ryan Grimm is a rape apologist. Because it's not just what he's reporting, it's everything around it that is the fucking issue. But do you think these fucking inbreds are going to pick up on that? Even if they did, they want to remain on Ryan Grimm's good side because they want to continue going on breaking points. They want to continue having a good relationship with Crystal Ball. I mean, they were literally invited to her wedding with Kyle KKK Kalinske. And it was officiated by the Zionist guru queen herself, Marianne Williamson.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I think that Emma's correct to identify it as more of a media critique, and Ryan agrees to that framing. So, I think that
fucking trash, bro. If this is the way that you handle rape apologists, then you're providing cover for rape apologists. You're aiding and abetting in rape culture. God, fucking shit, bro.
that explains his focus on this. It is more of a focus on the media reporting of the situation. But again, I just don't think there's that much there, right? Like, I just don't think there's that much there. I think.
So if you don't think there's that much there, can you stop and ask yourself, why is Ryan Grimm so invested in something that there isn't a lot of there? Are you capable of doing that?
Even the people that read the Washington Post article instead of the Politico article, I imagine they came away with the exact same response, which is Oh, that's fucking horrible, man. I can't believe that this guy Graham Plattner would do that to this woman, right? I don't think it changes anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Full of confidence.
I guess the one thing I would say is that if it does change anything, it makes him look more guilty. Because I did find that it made me believe that he was even more guilty after the fact.
Bro, but was that the objective of Ryan Grimm and his usage of Dropside News and the weird, creepy ass like Dropside News media handler? Was that their objective? Absolutely not. That was not their objective.
Right. And Ryan Grimm seemingly agrees with that. You know, he just said in this clip that it actually strengthens her case and adds to her credibility in a sense.
So how can it be a rape apologist if he believes that it makes her more credible? What is everybody upset about? Ryan's a good guy. Ryan's a feminist. What are we doing here? Ryan's trying to end rape culture. Why is everybody upset? What's going on? Yeah, this is done on purpose.
So then that would be my pushback to you. Like, it does change something. You said it doesn't change anything. In my opinion, it does, because it makes him look more guilty.
No, that's fair. I agree with you there.
Wow. Wow. What amazing pushback. How fucking performative is this shit? Oh no, bro, we totally disagree. No. Completely missing the objective of Ryan Grimm. Yeah, I think this makes Plattner look worse. Yeah. I think there's nothing there. Yeah, totally. Not, hey, Ryan Grimm is proactively engaging in rape apologia and weaponizing Dropside News in order to muddy the waters on behalf of Graham Plattner.
I just mean it doesn't change anything in the sense that it makes him look less guilty.
For sure. No, I think we're on the same page completely.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't even fucking disagree. Oh, great. Awesome. Perfect. Fuck that. What's the point of having another fucking human being, another brain with you, if both of you miss the fucking obvious shit time and time again? Or do you do it on purpose?
In her rendition to share all of it. For Politico then to decide on its own, I don't think people can handle this, because that's not what we're going for in this article, is just wrong. And like, I understand that like people are going to be like livid at me for like putting the reporting out there, but like it's not up to, and also we shouldn't, just because people are going to be livid at us, like that's not a reason to like not report something.
No, I'm in agreement with you there. I think, it's just a question, perhaps of timing and, a question of like, where do you place reporting in the narrative? Because the grand.
I think there should be with these out.
And this is
a
little bit interesting too, because now he's critiquing the public, not just the media, but the public and the way they respond to allegations or they respond to controversies, which I think is a whole separate issue, right? And I think that that is kind of how journalism works. Sometimes a breaking news article comes out, and then a week later, there's 5 other articles that fill in more of the nuance and that explain the situation further. But by that point, the public might have already come to a conclusion. Like, this isn't something that only happens when it comes to cases of sexual assault and rape, non-consensual sexual contact between people. This isn't just something that occurs in that context. Again, you can look at all sorts of breaking news events, right? Where that's the job of the press. They have to break news. This person said this. Now we have to write an article.
Holy shit, bro. They just spew nothing. I mean, god damn, bro. I need to start watching these foods more, because my confidence in what I do here just skyrockets. I mean, this whole time I'm like, hey, please, none of that parasocial shit. I'm just an average guy talking shit. I'm not bringing any of my own ideas. I'm just regurgitating what I've learned. Here are better channels to go check out if you want some real fucking academic educational shit. Go check them out. And I see this shit and I'm like, hold the fuck on. Maybe I'm not too bad. Maybe I'm not too shabby. But again, this shouldn't be the fucking standard. This is, what is he saying? It's nothing. And it's not even sticking on the point.
About it. This person did this. Now we have to write an article about it. Obviously, there's always going to be more information that comes to light that paints a more complete picture, but that's the case with anything. So I do find that kind of a weird take from Ryan Grimm. Obviously, yes, sometimes people get ahead of themselves and they accuse an innocent person of doing something and there's horrible consequences. I'm not trying to deny that. But yeah, that's how the media works. Like, of course, they're going to publish new information and people are going to discuss it and oftentimes condemn it if the behavior is inappropriate. I just think that's, again, how this works.
Yeah.
What the fuck did he say of value? What the fuck? Literally, like, I'm not defending Ryan Grimm. Ryan Grimm's position is that this should have been included initially. That is his, his safe critique. My criticism on what he's doing around that, and the manipulation around it. Obviously, it should have been included. As much as information as possible should always be included. It's how Ryan Grimm is trying to manipulate that to muddy the waters, to victim blame. It is the equivalent of what was she wearing? And that's why he felt obligated to bring it up. Instead, this was saying, when new information is brought along, people react to it. Yeah. Good job. You're doing great.
I think it's an interesting decision and one that I really disagree with, to focus on criticizing everyone in this situation besides Graham Plattner. Politico needs to be criticized. Like, the public needs to be criticized, to your point, right? But for somebody in Ryan Grimm's position, right, who said a lot of very flattering things about Graham Plattner, who interviewed him, I believe, on multiple occasions, right? It seems like you might also take the time to be like, this is also really, really bad on his behalf. This is a huge damning condemnation of his character, this man that I have said a lot of nice things about, right? So I do think that it's also worthy of criticizing the fact that Ryan has chosen to be critical of everyone besides Graham Plattner in this situation. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't think it's fair to say he has not been critical of Graham Plattner. I think he has.
Holy shit. One of them is like halfway there. Zach, the Zionist apologist, the kibbutz lover, halfway there. And immediately, I don't think that's... Ryan's been super critical of Graham Plattner. Jeez. But don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. Look at this shit.
The reason that this is a huge bummer is because...
By the way, this was not included, or at least I couldn't find this. Maybe this was on the live stream only that they put up behind a paywall. But I couldn't find the actual clip here.
The reason that this is a huge bummer is because, Emma kind of teed herself up to have people react like this.
The reason why Emma Vigeland's saying she's comfortable with somebody being a secret Nazi is because she teed herself up for criticism of saying that by the likes of Ethan Klein. God damn, bro. Never mind the fact that a white woman is cool with Nazis. That she'll support fucking Nazis as long as she gets what she wants. No, that's not the issue here. The issue is that now it's allowed people that the vanguard, the Zionist guard, doesn't like, dunk on her. This is what white people concern themselves about. Not our safety, not our well-being, not the threat that they fucking pose on us. Nah. About their image online. Wow. It's just astonishing, man. It's astonishing. And in case y'all already forgot, I do appreciate that it is one of the first things you find on here. That's great fucking news. Never let her forget this.
You know, I've said this before. I don't really care if, say, like Bernie Sanders or AOC go home and they're a secret Nazi, but they go out and they vote for the right things. Like, we're talking about
You don't care?
politicians as. I mean, for the,
I don't know about that. I'm like, that's a. I think these are the lines that people are talking about. Some people care about that exact thing.
You know, I've said this.
Jeez.
The reason that this is a huge bummer is because, Emma kind of teed herself up to have people react like this. She kind of gave Ethan Klein an opportunity to come out like this. Obviously, it's fuck Ethan Klein. Obviously, he has no room to talk. He literally has supported the ethnic cleansing and the genocide of countless Palestinians, right?
These fucking white hypocrites, from Georgie Bad Empanada to the Zionist Guard. Wow, bro. No shame. Absolutely no fucking shame. No self-awareness and hoping. This is why they blocked me, by the way. This is why they blocked me. It wasn't because I was insulting them. It wasn't because I was calling out the fact that Zach uses his Filipino girlfriend as a shield, as a cover. No. It is because I was calling them out. The fuck? How did I misspell that? What the fuck is going on? Am I misspelling this that bad? Wait, how is this possible? Why are they... What the hell? Hold on. Okay, I found it. That was weird. Look at this shit. A classic. This is why they blocked me, by the way. For those of you who don't believe it. Blocked. Why? Because I was reminding everyone that these guys are Zionist fucking propagandists.
Talib said that Israel is a racist state. This is something we have to acknowledge about the way these countries were founded, the way that policies continue to, affect people unequally in these states. So I think it was very uncontroversial for her to say that. And I'm glad to hear that, you would welcome her endorsement. Quite frankly, that means a lot. So
as I would welcome the endorsement of any progressive who claims to be for the agenda that I put forth. By the way, while I agree with everything that you just said about where Israel is today, I don't think that it's a comparison to the founding, because the people who founded Israel did not foresee what is happening there today and intended for this not to be. So, but in terms of where we are now, we are where we are now. And it is absolutely reasonable to protest it. And like you said, 100,000 people in Tel Aviv are protesting it. And that's an important thing. I think one of the problems, to be honest, that has occurred over the last few decades is how the American left separated from the Israeli left, the Israeli Labor Party. That was, there are many leftists in Israel who've, felt like it was helpful.
I feel like a lot of people, Marianne, don't actually know that you're a Jewish candidate. And I was America. I mean, that's
and immediately try to pretend that they were pro-Palestinian. They did this book club for like a day.
that's just crazy. And sometimes people talk about the founding of Israel as if like, oh, well, there were these good intentions and there were leftist leaders who were administering the creation of the state and all of these sort of myths. But if you actually just look at the reality, you'll see that from the very beginning, it was incredibly violent. And
I gotta slow this down. My bad, y'all. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is why they block me, right? But because I call out this hypocrisy.
I feel like a lot of people, Marianne, don't actually know that you're a Jewish candidate. And I was And I mean, that's just crazy. And sometimes people talk about the founding of Israel as if like, oh, well, there were these good intentions and there were leftist leaders who were administering the creation of the state and all of these sort of myths. But if you actually just look at the reality, you'll see that from the very beginning, it was incredibly violent. And that's why the term catastrophe is literally used, the translation Nakba, to describe this campaign of ethnic cleansing. So yeah, it's just.
Who are those people? I wonder who those people are. Huh. I wonder if we'll ever see them. I wonder.
Founding of
trying to give her the benefit of the doubt was though is that the idea originally behind the founding of Israel was like more of the idea of like a kibbutz in Jerusalem, right? And for people who don't know what kibbutz are, it was like voluntary, like almost like anarchism, right? That's one of the reasons that Noam Chomsky describes himself as, or not one of the reasons, right? But that's the tradition that he's like borrowing from when he espouses his anarcho-syndicalist principles, because it's like a Hebrew cultural custom where people.
Yeah, it's a Hebrew cultural custom to colonize. Let's skip to the end here. I let them know the kibbutz were the first steps to ethnic cleansing.
It became, the groups that settled and founded Israel, and that did lead to the ethnic cleansing. I think it's just a little bit too black and white there. Like
colonization, settler colonialism, too black and white.
Was trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate at the beginning to provide some more historical context that people don't get all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that some of the people that founded Israel or some of the people that supported the original idea of Israel had good intentions, for sure. I think that's like definitely something that's fair to say. Now, whether or not the execution of the idea was in line with those values.
Oh, it absolutely was not. Yeah.
Some of the people that
play a little bit of devil's advocate at the beginning to provide some more historical context that people don't get all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that some of the people that founded Israel or some of the people that supported the original idea of Israel had good intentions, for sure. I think that's like definitely something that's fair to say.
Gavin says that some of the founders of Israel had good intentions. I think that's fair to say. It's so weird.
Talib said.
So strange, no? Because over here,
the founding of Israel is if like, oh, well, there were these good intentions. Know that you're a Jewish candidate. And I was I mean, that's just crazy. And sometimes people talk about the founding of Israel as if like, oh, well, there were these good intentions and there were leftist leaders who were administering the creation of the state and all of these sort of myths. But if you actually just look at the reality, you'll see that from the very beginning, it was incredibly violent. And that's why the term catastrophe is literally used, the translation Nakba, to describe.
you see why these guys are... Oh, sorry. Goddamn. Do you see why these guys are actual fucking grifters? I know that word gets thrown around a lot. But when you're in front of Marianne Williamson and you allow her to lie about the Israeli left, about the foundings and origins of the Zionist project, with no pushback. In fact, give her the Jewish exceptionalist card of saying, "No, you're Jewish." If when I call you out on this Zionist propaganda, you double down by defending the kibbutz, you double down by saying, "Oh, I don't want it to be too black and white," and then you triple down by saying, "Oh, there were obviously some good founders of Israel with good intentions. They just went about it the wrong way. The values that they had and the execution did not line up." And then you turn around post October 7th, and then you're like, yeah, these people that think that there's good Zionist founders were nice, they were good people. Can you believe it? Yeah, homie, that was fucking you. When you were thinking that you could cash in on Marianne Williamson. Fucking disgusting, man. These people are disgusting fucking colonizers. I think they only did 1 day of this. Fucking A, man. This is what I'm saying. These are genuinely disgusting fucking evil people.
And he's made vile comments over and over and over again. But I do think the downside of having a clip like that goes viral is it allows people like Ethan to maliciously use it against you.
Yeah, of course Ethan is maliciously using it again.
I'm sorry, how do you maliciously use somebody excusing secret Nazis? I mean, I think that does it for itself. Wow.
Against Emma to try to make the obviously inaccurate point, which is that she's like anti-Semitic or whatever, and that's why she's against Israel, and this proves it.
Look. The Zionist part aside, Emma Vigeland does not think that European Jews are Europeans. Like, she proved that with me.
You say we. Who are you referring to when you're talking about Sam, huh?
Well, I don't
Settlers, Europeans.
Hold on.
You're talking about white people or are you talking about Jewish people?
No.
Are you talking about white people or are you talking about Jewish people? Are you talking about white people or are you talking about Jewish people? Wow. Oh, to make things worse, chat. To make things worse, because I know what's going on here.
Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat?
The reason they call themselves the vanguard is not because they're Marxist Leninists. According to this top white guy over here, who has a hand tattoo but not a sleeve, tells you everything you need to know about him. They call themselves the vanguard because of this. Who knows in the chat who's going to spoil it? Where is it? Right here. This is the reason why, chat. This is the reason why, chat. I don't know why it's doing this. Nope. According to Zach over here, this is the reason why they call themselves the vanguard. Yeah. I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. I'm swear. Bro, I mean, why would I lie to y'all? I'm not lying. Yes, man. Yes. Yeah. Look, I try my best to bring y'all, you know, the information, you know, that these white people are up to. These culture vultures. Yeah, it's not because they're fucking Marxist Leninists. They didn't even know about that shit. They're not leftists. These are radlibs. These are proud left-wing Democrats. Yeah, man. Yep. So, in a lot of ways, it's kind of, you know, it's not their fault. They're misled.
Because she loved this guy with the Nazi tattoo, and that's why she hates Israel, because she's actually secretly a Nazi, right? She probably also has a Totenkampf tattoo, right? A Totenkampf tramp stamp, right? That's Emma Vigeland, obviously. Everyone knows that. No, of course that's not the case. And, you know...
And again, no criticism of Emma Vigeland. No substantial criticism of her, immediately deflecting to like, damn, they're using this against her.
Ethan Klein is a total piece of shit. But of course, yeah, it's a bad quote from Emma Vigeland. It's definitely an unfortunately worded sentiment being expressed there.
Unfortunately worded sentiment. You see how they remove responsibility for her like comfortability with Nazis? God damn, bro.
And, you know, I'm conflicted on this, Zach. I genuinely would like to have a conversation and get your opinion on it, because, you know, people are saying stuff like this. You know, look what happens when you ignore character. Like, we do have to fixate and focus on character, because if we don't, then it leads to more people like Graham Plattner and their past issues getting glossed over. I think there's definitely some truth to that. And you're right that probably going forward, we all should evaluate character issues more, I suppose.
I suppose, while you're defending Emma Vigeland, saying that it's fine to have support for Nazis as long as you get yours. Super fucking white of her. Man. Sheesh. What do we do today? Almost 4 hours? Alright, not bad. I still have some self-respect. Some self-respect. Not a lot, some. Yeah, 7 hours is not, let's not get used to that. That is not okay. We cannot get used to that one. Why are you doing this to me here? I'll just do that. Do me a favor, y'all. Support the channel if you can. No pressure, but it helps out a lot and allows me to do longer streams, if we're being honest, at least more consistent. I am gonna have to be locking down to work and knock out that Graham Plattner video. Yake. And that way I can move on to something more important like the Cesar Chavez. That one's gonna be a tricky thing to juggle. I've had great conversations with comrades, people important to me, that have allowed me, all women that have allowed me to see you know, different aspects of this that I might not be comfortable tackling, or that I wasn't so comfortable thinking that I could handle until speaking to them. So it's important to have, you know, individuals in your lives that you could turn to really lean on like that. Claudia, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I gotta add a link to the live chat donos so we get the same alerts or similar or different alerts. I don't know. That'd be interesting. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I appreciate it. Do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell if you want to know when I go live. Hit the like button. And if you want to support, super chats, super stickers, memberships are turned on for both channels. Check out the Patreon. $2 gets you access to the Discord. We have a great time there. There's the unofficial book club, documentaries, all the goodness. I appreciate y'all. Please drop some movie recommendations for me there. I got a list to get through. And if you want to skip all the nonsense, hit up the Cash App. I always appreciate that. Remember what Glenn Ford told us. Organize with eyes wide open. As always, John Trudell, the Beast. In a wisp of smoke, down on the corner, there was this cat named Fortunate Lee, talking at me from voices in his head, yelling about what storyteller said. You gotta be careful here, child. There's a beast in the promised land. There's madness you don't understand. The beast is crazed and running wild. Little boy man, little girl woman, no big deal. Nothing personal. Your mind's another meal. Savoring the rush of you like heady wine, feeding is what the beast is meant to do. Stranger those walls, excuse me, built to hide. Stranger to look and learn not to see. He's in the mask you put on your face. Thoughts, his favorite breeding place. In the race to midnight, it's after 11. The nature of the beast is all he knows. Behind doors of hell are gates of heaven. The doors are open, but the gates are closed. Yes, Stool.